You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love.
Hello there. Welcome to the Flashing Blade podcast. I'm Siobhan. So there I was, digging this hole in the ground. So big and sort of round. Fuck. Let's meet the girl assistants. I'm not going to say they're going to be very plucky tonight, unfortunately. Just over there, I think you'll find that's Dr. Sinister. Hello. Over there, just there, that's the Brian. Still American?
I'm better. Okay.
Still American?
America, beer, shotguns. Yeah, I'm
All
American.
right, okay, good. And then we have the area known as Spanky.
That would be this area over here, and it's still Spanky.
We'll get to news in a second, all right?
No plucky.
First of all, we need to tell Spanky that I heard an impersonation of him this week.
No way.
Yes,
dare?
way.
Were they any good?
For a spur-of-the-moment one, which I wasn't expecting, yes.
Interesting.
Also, I have a message to pass on to you from new boy, young Noonan. He very much appreciated... Hello, Retta, sweetheart. He very much appreciated the sights of your belly and crotch last week.
I thought that Noonan, above all others,
Yes.
would truly appreciate a Spankish crotch shot.
Well,
Look at Dr. S bringing the sex appeal.
oh, yeah,
That is
damn straight.
incredible sex appeal right
It's
there.
oh,
see?
you're looking at him. Look at me. Look at me.
Now it's like a competition because I've got to step up to that because he had the shorts on and the hairy legs and all, and I was like, I went with a little decollage, but not, the full on. But now, full Monty, that's where we're headed. Just saying.
You guys are amateurs. I'm already there.
Stephen, when you hear this, just imagine how much I hate you because of everything these boys are going to do now. All right? Okay, good. Right. Yes, Stephen did he did an impersonation of you.
That's awesome. I'm thrilled. That's cool. Was it good? I'd love to hear it. Oh my god.
Like I say, he answers the phone as you.
Oh man, that would be epic. Yeah, did you record it?
Well, no, I didn't know it was going to happen, did I?
Oh,
I just picked up the phone and went, all right, what do you want, new boy? And he started off on you. Oh, dear me. Hopefully sometime this week we'll be meeting, this month, we'll be meeting up.
Can I just point out to the new boy, impersonating me is a crime.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a global crime.
Yes.
You should see what happened to Alistair.
Yeah.
Right then, so, well, we'll do all the usual stuff. Dr. Sinister, how's your week been?
Oh, wow. Kind of a bummer, really.
But you got to do Two Fern Dinosaurs.
I enjoyed that very much.
Yes, that was fun. Went a lot quicker than it should have done. We're back next Friday with Cold Blood. Brian, how's your week been? Word it properly. Careful.
It has been intriguing spots of hell marked with one shining bright moment.
Nuclear explosion.
That was up there with your comment last
get.
night. That was up there with your comment last night, which does not get repeated here. He broke me last night.
No, that
broke
doesn't
me.
get.
He actually broke me, the little sod. Spanky, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been hectic. I've been trying to do all these things that I'm trying to do and just, not getting as much done as I want. But I'm going to hopefully be done this week. I don't want to say what I'm doing and all because, I don't want to jinx it.
You don't have to, man. You don't have to. Anyway, my week. As always, when we get to Auntie's week, we get a list of things.
Have you written it down this time?
Didn't need to. Didn't need to. It wasn't as frantic as last week, where I'm disgusted that they made me have to write things down. The tree, fence gate. The tree is apparently coming down tomorrow. I know. Yeah. I've seen one of the men. He came round, I think, Friday, and said, we're coming round on Monday. I just wanted to see what safety stuff to mark out, because they're taking a tree down or whatever. So he was just looking.
Trouble is, it's so dry, it'll probably come down by itself eventually.
Can't wait that long. I've been waiting.
See, in America, 2 years. It would be just one guy with a pickup truck and a whole bunch of straps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've lost my cats. I'm a bit worried about that. I hardly see them since the heat. And I'm lucky if I see them once a day, and they're hardly touching their food. I think somebody else is feeding them. Which means I'm going to have
those
to
bitches.
Yeah, a bit knocked about that, if I'm honest with you.
Luring away your loved ones.
Yeah,
you're going to have to up your food game.
Yep.
They've got to come in to at least find the food.
I mean, like real cans of tuna.
They've got to come in to be able to.
Just
and
saying.
I'm not seeing them. It's
home is where the heart is, and the quickest way to the heart is through the stomach.
It doesn't work with cats like that.
No, it's through the rib cage.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 yeah.
Actually, through the stomach and then up through that membrane there, because it's too hard to get to the rib cage. You can do it inside of 10 seconds if you go through the belly, though.
How long's your bayonet?
16 inches standard.
Oh, that would do it.
Yeah. But I was referring.
But you have to get it right through there. I mean,
yeah, I'm just talking the way the Aztecs did it, right? So they could do like 10,000 prisoners in a day. Some guys actually did it in one of those historical reenactment shows and figured out it had to go through the belly, so you could get through the not the duodenum. What is that?
Can you remove the beating heart that way though?
You can slice up either grab the heart and pull it out, and it's still beating. Yeah, like that fast. Inside of 10 seconds. That was their thing, because they figured out to kill 10,000 people in a day, you had to be around 10 seconds per organ removal to do that many prisoners that fast. Yeah.
See, the blade not only educates, but it entertains as well.
That's finished? The stuff that sticks in my head, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have we finished
yes, ma'am.
with all the slaughter talk? We're going to have to watch the Aztecs now, aren't we?
Dictators need to know knowledge like that.
No, we're okay with that.
Oh, no, the Aztecs is really good.
Uh-huh.
You say so.
It is. First Doctor, first season. Good stuff.
I'm going to keep agreeing with her until she drops it and forgets what episode she was talking about.
That won't be long. Padgate. Looky what Auntie got.
Oh, Twinkies. Hang on, a message from our sponsors.
Now a message from our sponsors.
So this iPad is the iPad I bought. It's an iPad Air Mark 1.
Did it charge up?
Yep, charged up. The display works.
Woo!
And I thought, yes, finally, went straight into... Well, first things first, it's an older thing. I thought I'll update it. Yeah, update the OS. Too old. All right, well, all I really want is GarageBand.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. It won't download anything off the App Store because it's too old. Essentially, what I bought was a lump of
really
metal and glass.
Coaster.
Could make a hat
dinner
out
tray.
of it, maybe. I don't know.
It's a dinner tray
for a very small person.
Is it possible to gut it and reformat it with a different operating system?
No.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Those things are glued together and you can't get them back.
However,
Oh.
there's good news.
Hmm?
Retta and Brent have been sorting this out, and bless them. They've sent me an iPad Pro. Not a new one, their old one. But it still gets updates. And Retta, I'm still trying to work out what to do. Brian's given me a fairly good idea.
We have nothing but love for Retta and Brent.
Yeah,
They're great.
they're great people.
We love you, Retta.
Except
I've
Brent's-
also suggested barbecue sauce. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Brent, on the other hand, though, does have a problem with Fisher-Price games, which is a bit of a worry for a man his age. So anyway, yes, I don't know what to do with this. However, I do have Romana's sonic screwdriver here, which is solid metal. Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. Yeah.
I was thinking ritual sacrifice. Are you really going to? Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
we're
we were just
back
talking
on
about
that
getting
again,
those
aren't we?
Aztec prisoners. Just saying.
He's
You're gonna
calls the time
reenact
when
that
we
with
had
your
to
iPad?
slaughter robots in order to get online.
Yes. Oh, the
good old
screams.
days.
The screams.
Back in the good old days, right? The robot apocalypse.
Robot screams.
Right then, my boys.
Okay.
It's been a bad week.
It has.
So, we'll start off quickly on this one because I've only just found out. Nichelle Nichols, Lieutenant Uhura. Actually, she might have ended up as a commander, Uhura, from the original Star Trek series, has died.
Yeah, her own ship. Yeah.
I heard she was suffering from Alzheimer's for a little while.
She died. They just said she died of natural causes
Mm-hmm.
at age 89.
So,
Which, fair dues to her.
I'm about to
That's
say,
a long
what
run.
and what a life she's led because of Star Trek. I mean, it was not Jonathan King. Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, it was Martin Luther King who said, "You've got to stick with this show. It's important
Oh yeah.
for the representation."
Real trailblazer, right? The first
and
generation
she's
just was
all
she
the
and
way
William
through.
Shatner.
All the way through, she's been there, and a lot of the original Trek cast have, supporting kids who want to be scientists and this, that, and the other. There's people in NASA now that thank Nichelle Nichols. So
They can credit her for their inspiration, right?
exactly.
Well, there's only 2 left now.
Well, the original lots. Oh my.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
To
right.
Kai and Shatner.
Mm.
Oh, no,
Oh,
wait.
Walter
Chekhov's still around. Three.
Koenig's around.
There's
Yeah.
three
Chekhov,
rounds.
Shatner, right?
I'm very
Yeah.
fond of
I'm
Koenig.
sorry,
Since we
Walter.
lost- Since
I'm
we
very
lost,
fond of Koenig.
Yeah.
yeah, Walter Koenig.
He's done some excellent non-Star
Mr.
Trek
Smooth.
genre work.
Yeah, very much so.
Mhm.
Anyway, we're drifting off topic. We need to keep on.
Yeah, let's
anybody got
continue
any
the
particular-
train.
Anybody got any? I know it's very short notice, but has anybody got any particular memories about Uhura or Nichelle Nichols?
That was like my first TV crush was Nichelle Nichols. Oh my God, she was smoking hot. Wow. Whew. And the short skirts, like you could see her little red panties under there. I was like just a little kid watching Star Trek and going, yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
But hey, totally, man.
The fact that she was black never crossed my mind when I watched Star Trek as a
Didn't,
kid.
right?
No,
Mhm.
same here.
No.
She
Kids
was
don't
just
think
a
about stuff
person.
like that,
I
right?
had no idea. I
a
just
girl.
thought that's just how it was. You
Right?
know, same
Yeah.
with Chekhov. A big thing.
Mhm.
Someone from the then Soviet Union.
Mhm.
Same with Sulu. You know,
I just thought Chekhov had a funny voice.
Yeah, right. Like kids don't understand; they just accept things that they're shown. And
That's it.
for all the adults, it was, oh wow, they're breaking ground, and kids are like, shut up and let me listen. Like I want to see. This.
I'm watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
Greta, I'm sorry. I shall apologise on his behalf. Right.
I gotta say, Uhura as a character, she had some badass moments.
Oh Christ, yes.
I mean, in Mirror Mirror, when she's basically cock blocking. Is it Chekhov? Can't remember now. I think,
Sulu.
yeah.
With the
And then
knife.
She pulls a gun on somebody in Star Trek 3 and tells them to get in the closet.
Yes. Your pulse racing now.
She was a badass.
And then there's Star
totally
Trek
badass.
Fires with the fan dance.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Baby.
Not
And there
really
is
my
that
thing,
complaint
but-
we've got about the fact Uhura should not have been trying to work out the Klingon language in Star Trek 6. She shouldn't have had a problem. She's fluent
No.
in Klingon. You know, she's
However-
Klingon, Romulan, and a whole bunch of other
However,
yes,
however,
Yes.
I will say there was an episode in TOS where she completely lost her memory and had to be re-educated from scratch.
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed,
That was
yes.
a good one, yeah.
And
Oh,
there was
man.
one where Spock completely lost his brain and didn't.
Yep, had his brain pulled out, yeah. Hey, man, I'm going to have to rewatch all the Star Treks again just to get a Nichelle Nichols fix, right?
So
We thought about doing TOS.
what, the
on the
original
show.
series. It's getting
Yeah.
hold of it.
It's on
think
Netflix.
It's
Hang on, it's on Netflix for how long?
no,
Surely it's
bunch
going to
of-
switch to Paramount Plus at some stage.
it's already on Paramount Plus for us.
It's all, yeah, isn't it on Paramount Plus already?
I don't know Paramount Plus in the UK. I mean, we know, for
So,
example, Resident
it's been
Alien over
stream.
here is
Oh,
on
right,
Disney
yeah.
Plus, but it's not on Disney Plus in America because of another streaming. This is getting the whole lot needs to be rationalised properly.
A bit silly, yeah.
Anyway, would like to talk more, but was short notice, and unfortunately, we have more things to say.
Sadly.
So
yeah.
much, yeah.
It's
We
been
lost so many
a
actors.
crap week for the Wii, if I'm honest with you. Let's start off towards the beginning of the week. We lost David Warner,
Yes, we
one
did.
of Britain's
Heartbreaking.
finest actors.
Oh,
And the joy about him compared to a lot of actors is he didn't give a damn what he was in. He just seemed to enjoy it, which is why he
Who
ended
else
up
could have
making all
played
sorts
the
of
devil?
genre films and
Right.
and
He was
this,
just
that, and
happy
the
to be
other.
employed as an actor.
Yeah, very happy
Yeah.
man.
There's
just
a lot
had a
of
lot of
actors
joy in
these
it, right?
days that don't have that kind of joy.
yeah.
You're quite right.
I mean, Tom Baker did 7 years of Doctor Who. Why? Because he got employed as an actor.
And to be fair, he was Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Crushed the
But
Doctor
it's
Who
the
role,
whole.
right?
These days, you get three seasons and done.
Yeah.
Dude, you have a freaking job. Shut
Right.
the hell up and do your job.
So I was in an interview panel with David Warner at Hooverville a few years ago,
Yes.
and I wasn't talking much. I think Tim Drury was doing a lot of talking, and I can't remember if Adam was there. I can't remember now. Anyway, and I'm looking around the room and I'm going.
Oh, you didn't. You didn't.
So I said to him, I said, "Excuse me," and this is recorded.
Yeah.
Tim's got this on a podcast. I said, "Excuse me." He said, "Yes." He was a very nice man.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit hard of hearing,
Yes.
but he was very nice. I said to him, "I am obliged to point out to you that there are 4 lights in this room."
I take it he laughed.
He did. He took it very well.
I got a story from same Hooverville. I believe that might have been 2018. 2018 or 2019.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I was looking after somebody and David was sat next to me signing bits and pieces and whatever. And it was 2018 because I was trying to round up talent for Sounds of Thunder. And I'm sat next to David Warner. Ask him. Fuck it. Ask him. And like you say, he was a little bit on the deaf side, which is sort of
He just
understandable.
rolled off from doing Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh, right. Yeah, he did that too. Man, he's been in
Yeah.
so many movies. God.
Yeah.
He worked with
And-
guys, the greats like Sam Peckinpah. I mean, he's worked with everybody. He's done everything in the business there is to do.
Dude,
He
he was
was
the
in
villain in
Omen.
Tron, for God's
He was in
sake.
Tron. Really? Like, I'm saying, like, man, this guy just did it all.
So,
What a terrible, terrible
Yes,
blow.
I'm with your story, miss.
Please continue. Sorry.
So
I'm
I
out of my
asked
mind
him-
with grief. I apologize.
no,
Yeah.
it's all right, my love. You're just out of your mind. I asked him,
Anyway, yeah.
and he said, I'm rather worried about Lisa. Now, this is Lisa Bowerman. That I think it was a very... Okay, I don't know if it was a well-kept secret or not, but I didn't know it. But her and David were partners. Now, Lisa plays Benny. from Big Finish, obviously, and she's an amazing director and actress. I love her to bits, quite frankly. And he turned to me and said, "Look, I'll tell you what. This is just after Trevor Baxter had died, Professor Lightfoot. So obviously the Jago and Lightfoot sets were going to be coming to an end." And he was obviously really worried about work for Lisa. And so he just turned around and said, "Look, I'll tell you what, I'll do what you want me to do. Just make sure there's a job for Lisa." And we were ahead of the game on that one because we had a plan for Lisa. We were just never able to actually get hold of her to ask her. Every time we tried, we just hit a blank wall. But no, we had big plans for Lisa, which she knows nothing about now I think about it. But I just thought, oh, that's so sweet. I didn't realise, like I say, they were together. But I'm innocent like that. I don't realise things. But I mean, oh, God. The only man I know to quote Ultravox on Doctor Who.
There you go. That's all you need to say.
Yeah. And then, later in the week, unless anybody else would like to say something, please feel free.
I never met the man, but damn, he's been in everything. And I liked him in it.
Yeah, never saw him anything I didn't like.
Notice we haven't actually really talked about his Doctor Who stuff.
He did multiple roles in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
3, wasn't it?
And you can't appreciate Shakespeare until you've heard it in the original Klingon.
This is true.
This is very true.
Which reminds me of a book written by Vonda McIntyre. Enterprise, The First Adventure, where they end up meeting a bunch of Klingons. Kirk's just taken over the ship, not getting on with Scotty, who wants to resign. And they've got actors. They're taking these actors with them to give like a peace tour of and they're doing Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. And they the Klingons absolutely adore Shakespeare. Because it's all tragedy and deaths and this, that, and the other. And
honor.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
so later on in the week,
the ultimate Klingon play.
Yeah. Later on in the week, we had, certainly for me, we had the real kicker. Bernard Cribbins has died. Now, I appreciate to some people, looking at the bottom level of these pictures, you probably only know Bernard due to Doctor Who, I'm guessing, with Wilf.
Yes. Wilf and
Tom
Doctor Who and the Daleks. Tom.
Daleks, Invasion Earth, 2150
Oh,
AD.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how you have to say it. It's the law.
Okay. I'm American. It doesn't apply.
American, yep.
I'd say we should get you back, but no, thank you. Damaged goods.
And you're better off for it.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
And the thing is, for myself and Sinister, and for a lot of us, that guy was constantly there as we grew up.
Generations, and I literally mean generations of children have grown up with Bernard Cribbins in various capacities, you know, as a narrator, as a storyteller, as an actor, as an entertainer, as a whatever you want. He's always been there doing something.
Yep.
I
mean, every night,
yeah,
every night at 5 to 6 or 20 to 6, you get a 5-minute program about the Wombles, and he'd narrate it. Then there was Jack and Nori, which is a bit like reading Rainbow. Different stars would come on every week, and they'd read a book, and obviously they'd show the illustrations.
Cool.
And stuff. Yeah. Bernard did about nearly 150 of those.
Wow. More than anyone else.
I was about to say, the most anybody ever did of Jack and Nori. Then there's the songs, and we're going to play one of them when we finish the show. There won't be normal end credits. We'll be playing Right Said Fred. And no,
he was
Brian,
in the Railway Children.
He was in the Railway Children, which I've never really seen. Too soppy and sentimental for me, I think. saying that, I'm the one who cried when Neighbours for last show. So yeah,
I've got to say, he was an OBE.
Mm.
Why wasn't he Sir Bernard Cribbins?
well, you see, this is what I've been wondering about Tom for so long.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
I was
wondering
gonna
if he.
Exactly the same thing. Why isn't he Sir Tom Baker?
I'm
What's
wondering
going
if
on
he's
there?
been asked and he's turned it down. Because people do turn down honours.
Sometimes, yeah.
At the next convention he's at, ask him.
I'm sorry, at the next convention.
He doesn't do
He
them.
doesn't do conventions anymore, love. He's nearly 90.
He's 94.
No, he's not.
I thought he was.
No, he's not. He's just a bit younger
Okay.
than my dad.
Ah.
Are we being sponsored by Reese's Pieces now?
Well, it's not. It's just it's a temporary promotional piece because Halloween is 3 months off. So naturally, stores have begun stocking Halloween candy.
Oh, of course. Why
And
wouldn't you?
Hershey's has come out and said that
Well,
there's now
Reese's
a
has
chocolate
ghost
shortage.
things, yeah. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, but that's fine. It's fine for Hershey's to have a chocolate shortage because it's not chocolate.
No, to be fair. Trouble is, haven't they got their fingers in Cadbury's nowadays?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they own
So
everything.
I don't mean any disrespect here.
no,
The British, we grew up with dairy milk chocolate. It's quite rich. I did try a Hershey's chocolate bar once, and I'm not the only British person to say this. It tastes like vomit.
It's watered
like
down.
plastic.
Yeah,
Like there's plastic
I know-
in it or something. I'm
I
with
know
you.
you guys. I know you guys probably love it, but again, it's what you were brought up with, isn't it? So you know,
I actually
it's-
prefer dark chocolate.
I
Okay.
grew up in a place
70%
with,
cacao or better.
had a lot of international traffic,
You
and
mean
so I
cocoa?
was getting like Cadbury and
Cacao.
and
No,
what
it's
are those
cocoa.
the triangle things?
Shut up, Spanky. This is important.
Yes, ma'am.
It's cocoa.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Cocoa.
Cacao. I've never in my life heard it pronounced like that. I point
Cacao
at
is
you,
stuff
sir,
from South
and
America.
Jerry.
Actually, can I say, Hotel Chocolat, which is a UK brand,
Mhm.
calls themselves
Mhm.
in fact, I've got some in the fridge. They call it cacao.
Pretentious little twats.
Cacao is stuff from South America, and cocoa is the drink.
Cocoa's
Yeah.
the bean.
Right.
Cocoa's
There you
the
go.
bean,
See?
yeah.
I thought cacao isn't the plant.
I thought
Yeah, it
cacao
is.
is
Cacao
what
was the
kids
stuff
do in their
the plant
nappies.
that was actually
No,
chocolate.
no, it's
Cacao.
the plant.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's forget that now because
can I
was
change
right.
the should I change the mood right now?
Go for it.
Well, no, I'm not sure if we finished our obits yet.
We are not done with obits, though.
Well,
Yeah, more.
there's one important thing to say about Bernard, Sir
Bernard.
Bernard, as he should have been.
Sir Bernard.
His final acting role has yet to be seen.
This is true.
And his final acting role as Wilf in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
when he turned up in real Doctor Who, I was blown away because obviously he'd been in Dalek's
Everything.
Invasion Earth 2150 AD, but that's not real Doctor Who,
Well,
is
it's-
it?
it's not just
Companion
that,
ones
it's-
too, right?
He's part of our life, so to see him
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And
And he did such a good. I don't think anyone. He was an actor, but I don't think anyone really credited him with the acting skills that he had.
no, now you look at the 4th season with Donna and Wilf, and that man can make you cry like that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he was directly responsible for killing David Tennant.
Which, let's
Yes.
face facts, well, one of them anyway. Let's face facts, that's a good thing.
I
So-
swear, if Russell doesn't put a little thing for him at the end of the 60th,
Oh,
Well, I
should-
should imagine him and Chibnall are arm wrestling about who gets to put the credit up. Is it going to be the
I
60th or
would-
the centenary?
So I would imagine it would be at the beginning.
either way,
Of the 60th.
I watched an episode of the Orville the other day, and right at the beginning they had a tribute to one of the actors in it who died. She'd been killed in a hit and run.
yeah.
She played the Krill politician lady.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Yeah.
The current season?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't
Right,
know
you-
that.
There's a
Right at the
there's a
beginning
good chance that they filmed it first and then it happened.
Well,
It
yeah.
happened.
But I didn't know
Well,
that
the other way
happened.
around, would it? I'm
Right,
sorry.
right at the beginning of the episode, in memory of, I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but I looked her up, and yeah, obviously she was in that episode.
You see, it's a
If they don't do that for Bernard, I think that would. I mean, it's good. It's going to be in there somewhere, definitely.
I'm thinking silent credits rolling up over just his crumpled woolen hat
With his para badge.
with the para badge. Yeah,
Because he was in the parachute regiment.
he didn't actually do anything. He didn't actually.
Yeah, he
really,
did.
He didn't really see action. Not like Wilf.
The thing,
But
even if you
he
don't
did see action a little bit. I think it was Aiden,
action
wasn't it?
in a
Yeah,
regiment,
But they
like
based
that,
Wilf
if
off
you earn
his
your way
military
in,
action.
Hang
you've
on,
still
one
done
at a time, please. Remember, when Spanky goes, he doesn't stop. It's like a large vehicle failing to stop.
Oh, sometimes yes. That's
If
true.
you're
Fair
in,
enough.
if you're in the parachute regiment, an elite regiment, I'm sorry, you deserve respect.
Oh,
Yeah,
Christ,
if you
yes.
earned your way into like recon the SEALs or whatever, whether you hit the field or not, just for getting in, props. Mad respect, because damn, you accomplished something with your life right there.
Yeah, they based Wilf's military experience off of Bernard's.
I know.
Mm.
I remember reading an interview where he turned around and he said, it's not quite like that. I didn't really see, but that could have just been him being.
That's also guys who do stuff like that also
Don't like to
habitually
talk about
say, I never did anything, because they're not supposed to say they did anything, right? Yeah.
Well, also, they sometimes don't want to think about it or talk about it.
No argument there, right? Absolutely, yes. All the SEALs I know are like that. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to share, but also they're not supposed to.
I've heard so many stories about fathers who came home from World War II and never spoke about it until the day they died.
Mhm.
Yep.
And the kids, their offspring, didn't realize what they did until it comes to the funeral, and all these people turn up, and they were like, "Wow, I didn't know anything about this."
Yeah, both of my grandfathers were like that. Neither one would speak about any of their military service. Either
Fair
one.
enough. So
Yeah.
let's try and move on to happier things. We love you three. We miss you three.
And so many more. James Caan. We lost James Caan.
And yes, we did as well, didn't we?
He did
Yeah.
Rollerball. Come on.
Rollerball.
One of my
He was in
favorite movies.
Slapshot.
One of my favorite movies. Absolutely. Like dystopian. That was like the first serious dystopian sci-fi flick I saw as a child and went, wow.
Oh, it was big with
like,
us 'cause we were just getting into roller hockey. And
what the hell?
oh man, roller hockey was fun. Yeah. So what a crappy week, boys and girls. Dear me. Aside from that, I don't think there's any actual news.
Somebody put a guard on Tom Baker, right?
I do have
we were
a
saying
small
that earlier,
piece.
right?
Yes, please, Brian.
Um,
Don't point.
well, Carterville, Illinois.
Yes, Brian. Please do tell us.
A woman named Linda Anders had participated in Carterville's annual spaghetti cook-off for the last 12 years.
Oh, that's nice. Now, explain to the British amongst us what a spaghetti cook-off is.
Well, it's kind of like the Great British Bake Off, only it's with spaghetti.
Now, are they really going for the sauce rather than the spaghetti itself?
Depends. Sometimes depends on how you do it, but I mean, if you want to
Is
get
this-
really technical, make your own damn pasta and the sauce just
this-
to.
Is this like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer enters a chili cook-off thing and ends up tripping?
It's very similar.
Please carry on, Brian. an important
Well,
story. It
in
needs to be shared.
those dozen years, the highest she ever got
Yep.
was second place.
Oh,
And
no.
Linda knew that second place was first loser.
Mm-hmm.
So for 2022
Mhm.
and lucky contest number 13,
Mhm.
Linda used a secret ingredient that she was sure would give her the extra edge and earn herself the blue ribbon she so desired.
Did she win?
think
Did
that
she
would-
win, Brian? Did she win?
I don't believe so because I'm now going to tell you the rest of the story.
All right, then
Did
please
she?
do.
Did she win a term in prison?
Well, the title of the story is Morgue Assistant Uses Testicles from Corpses to Help Win Annual Spaghetti Cook-Off. She did win,
Standing.
but
That's a Chris.
I think that
That's
may
the
disqualify
face
her.
I made. That's
Mountain
the face I
oysters
made.
as as meatballs. I never would have thought that. But
Right.
now it makes sense in
It
retrospect.
does.
Right?
It does.
Wow. Okay.
Can I just say,
Interesting.
as a trans woman, I totally approve of this. Yeah.
And Sinister is still shocked.
Well, it caught me on the hop. Like I say,
Take
you
a minute
broke
to
me
wrap your head
completely
around.
last
I
night.
get it. You know?
Oh, my work here is done. Good night.
Oh my god. Oh.
The thing is, now that
dear.
people know, have they asked for more?
Hey, right. Did
I
did
hope
anybody
not.
ask for seconds? That's what I want to know, right?
What's your recipe?
Mhm.
You see, now I'm not going to go to a chili bake-off if ever I hear of one. Much as I'd
Oh,
like
you
to.
can go to chili.
No,
Well, yeah.
there might be a morgue attendant.
Most chili bake-offs or chili competitions are made with beef, not pork.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
On a
don't
bake.
have them over here, though, which is a great shame because
It is a great shame.
I would travel around America, going to all the various chili bakes just to try the various chili. That's
As
all
well,
I
you
do.
should.
My guts would probably be in a lot of trouble, but I'm very partial to chili con carne. Anyway, so sad week, and she said trying to bring it down again. Hopefully better news next week. You never know. So I don't think there's any other news. She-Hulk's coming. The trailers for that look fun. Especially the fact they're breaking the fourth wall like the comic book did.
As
And
well,
you
they
can't
should. It's
turn
her-
around and
one of
say
her main
people aren't
powers.
used to it now because of Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is another sideways introduction for Deadpool as well, for his style in the MCU. As it is,
They're
boys
trying to
and
make
girls.
another movie for that too. Yeah.
Yeah, as it is, she said, desperately looking for the actual bit she's after. Here it is. Why don't I just have them to hand? And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Well, NASA are excited. Second time we've been there this series. Anyway, they're excited because their moon rover is going to land on Mars, she said, quickly correcting herself. Nobody noticed. That's good. And they do. And they say, let's look at these first pictures from the rover on Mars. And it's God Save the Queen written in stone.
Oh, I got a new favorite shirt. I forgot to talk about that.
Okay. It's Empress of Mars. Of course, they go there and they discover, bizarrely, a Victorian troop from the army. And they've got a manservant called Friday, because of course, who's an ice warrior who has found the crash ship. And they basically got him to repair his ship and took him to Mars, which they've now colonised in the name of Her Majesty, Her Britannic Majesty, Queen Victoria, the werewolf.
The werewolf, right?
I am very fond of this story. I like both of Mark Gatiss' Ice Warrior stories, and I think we need to see the Ice Warriors more in Doctor Who, quite frankly. They're a fascinating race. One thing Doctor Who hasn't really done, and they did this in the New Adventures, but again, that's not the telly. Unlike Star Trek or Babylon 5, because of the episodic nature of Doctor Who in this particular instance, it's a different show every week. It's very difficult to build up any sort of history to a race. I mean, yeah, the Daleks have got a huge amount of history, but look how messed up it is. And the Ice Warriors are ripe to be shown off properly. Their culture, their buildings, everything, just the whole lot. They are ripe and they were doing something very similar to that in the new. Well, they were doing that in the New Adventures. It was a less deadly version of Klingons, essentially. A very honourable race, and obviously these are post-Peladon Ice Warriors. Yeah, who would like to go first on the Empress of Mars? Yes, Brian. Yes. You
Okay.
put 5 fingers up, sorry.
Well, I love this. I love this episode. Okay, there's an RPG out there called Space 1899.
Do they steal the movie?
Victorian era stuff in space,
yeah.
traveling to Mars and stuff. It's fantastic. I was all about this. I do have one gripe though.
Yes.
Empress of Mars.
Yes.
Mars. I did not see Deja Thoris in any of these scenes.
Definitely, her running around in a bikini would have been epic. That would have been great.
Sorry,
I would have been pleased.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking John Carter, Warlord of Mars.
John Carter, right? Yeah, that would have been okay, right?
Never seen it.
No, not a movie. It's a Edgar Rice Burroughs.
I know it's an Edgar Rice Burroughs book, but I thought you normally refer to movies rather than books.
Well, I
And
could refer to this.
you're normally drooling over the actress.
Well, no, I could
Collins
definitely,
as Deja Thoris.
refer to this movie, but the movie kind of sucked, so I'm not referring to the movie at all.
Yeah, did kind of suck. Although for some reason it's getting a lot of play as like a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was
Kind
that
of like
great.
Flash Gordon.
But yeah, now see, but Flash Gordon actually meant to be campy. I'm not sure if they meant John Carter to be campy, but it
They
came
were
out
trying-
way more campy.
I think
thought
they
the
were
same
trying to
thing.
do a whole nother trilogy movie thing.
Yeah, right?
With John
I think
Carter.
you're right. Yeah. I don't know. I
It
thought the
just
only
never
thing that
panned
saved
out.
that was Lynn Collins as Deja Thoris. Lynn Collins like made the movie. She was awesome.
The problem with John Carter is he's got such a dull name.
It's very true.
Well, you have to understand, he's a Civil War veteran, so he's not going to have Maximus of Mars.
No, but why not call the movie John Carter of Mars?
Right, or something like that, right?
Like John Carter, what's that all about? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just some guy. If it's
Yeah.
John Carter of Mars, oh right, it's a guy on Mars.
Hang on,
Brilliant.
isn't actually
Well, the
title of
comic
book.
books from the 70s were like that.
That was the title of the book, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
God knows why. No, no, that's just silliness. We've drifted.
We've drifted. All right, coming back
happens.
Thank you.
to
Come back to Doctor Who, please.
Doctor Who. I'm still trying to figure out how they had oxygen in the cave system.
Space science in space.
Space science.
I believe there's a line that gets over that. The Doctor says something like, "The Martians were brilliant engineers," and that explains everything.
That
Apparently,
explains everything,
Quite
right?
right too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What
it
I
does.
find very interesting, and I don't know. Hopefully, Nick noticed this and he actually said something. If the Ice Warriors need oxygen, which they must have done because they built this expertly engineered airflow system or whatever, though where they get the oxygen from is another question.
they melt ice.
Yeah, that's not going to go wrong on Mars, is it? Well, it's how they sound. Because in a Martian atmosphere, they should sound crystal clear. In our atmosphere, oxygen, nitrogen, whatever, that's when they start to hiss. And
There's not only
they're
that.
reptilian.
so,
They're
so-
reptilian. That's how they talk.
oh, all right then. Okay.
Well, there's not only that, but
Shut
in the Martian atmosphere, there is no atmosphere. It's
Yeah.
it's woefully inadequate, and
Minimal.
not only that, but the gravity's vastly different.
I'm totally
not vastly.
well, not vastly, because you couldn't bloody notice it in the TV show.
Close enough to
Yeah, right.
different to.
I mean, what's
You
it?
will
The moon's
notice
1/6, isn't it? 1/6.
Oh, it's
Earth
more
gravity.
than the moon. It's like a
Moon.
10th
That's
off.
Sky.
Or,
Is it a third?
I thought the moon was like
I'm-
1/5 or something. Mars is like 15 or 30% less.
yeah,
Like a
we're a
third.
lot lighter on Mars, but
Yeah,
you know.
but the moon is
I know,
way
it's
more.
going way more.
Right.
Science on the
but I'm
Flashing
with you.
Blade.
Yeah, I'm with you on the whole. We need to see the last days of Mars in Doctor Who. That would
There's a hell of a
be-
lot that could be done because
Two-thirds.
they only had a few appearances in the classic series up until Monster of Peladon. So that's what, four appearances, not
Yeah.
including the War Games.
I'm just a sucker for Mars. Mars is one of those, if you mention it, if you put it in the movie, I'm there for it. I'm watching it anyway. Mars, Antarctica, Atlantis, those are my top 3.
Ooh, you're going to love the new Wakanda Forever film.
Right?
So,
Oh, I know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm not
Yes,
going
yes,
there,
yes.
love. No, I'm moving on. You have to tell me, although I've got an idea. Dr. Sinister, you put a single finger up. Would you like to say something now?
I got notes.
Hey!
Ooh. Somebody's prepared.
He's a
Remember the
cheat.
studious one, right?
I know, SWAT. Get
Fucking
this
Right.
teacher's pet.
First of all,
Yes.
I'd like to get this out of the way.
please.
And looking at you, Siobhan,
Hello.
you and I have talked about this before with regard to the Sea Devils. In the Doctor Who story, The Ice Warriors,
Yes.
they find a creature entombed in ice and
Yes.
call it an Ice Warrior.
And,
And that then apparently becomes the fucking name they call themselves.
they should be called Indigenous
Yeah,
Martians.
all right.
Secondly,
Yes.
I seem to recall somewhere that they didn't originally come from Mars. They just took Mars on their way through from somewhere else.
This is one of those fan suppositions, possibly in a book from the late 80s, early 90s, because they're trying to reconcile Fendal and the ambassadors from Ambassadors of Death.
I don't remember where I read it.
That's it. It's not a legit thing. It's just a theory.
Well, what about
Alright.
Pyramids of Mars?
What about Pyramids?
Oh,
of Mars?
that was just a prison that the Osirans put Sutek in.
However,
They didn't
if
come
you
from
read the New Adventure God Engine, certain Ice Warriors are after some Osiran technology on Mars, because the date is 2157 or 54, I can't remember, and Earth is occupied, and the Martians want a defense. Very good book.
Also, I'd like to pick you up on something you said a little while ago.
Feel free. I'm here to be picked up.
You said these were post-Peladon Martians. No, they're not. They've just met Alpha Centauri. They're joining the Federation.
No, forgive me. I'm talking just about the actual TV production post Peladon, not
okay.
story post Peladon. Sorry,
They're not.
Okay.
They're not bullet-headed Martians.
because the Peladon certainly, the two Peladon stories. That's fairly far into the Martians' future. We see
Yeah.
the very, very beginning of that at the end of Empress of Mars, with
Yeah.
Alpha Centauri popping up, voiced by Charles Churchman. Oh, how wonderful! They went back to the original voice.
So,
Still
my
looks like a
first
dick in a
three
cloak.
I've not even hit my notes yet.
Hooray!
The first 3 words in my notes
Yes.
are
Yes.
nice little story.
Oh, yes. No, that's good. Yes, it's compact. Like that. Yep.
Right. Can I just ask the question though?
Oh, dear. 42.
So the Doctor and Bill go to NASA for no apparent reason.
And Nardole. Don't forget
The
Nardole.
spaceship takes off, and 2 minutes later is sending back pictures from Mars.
Did it take off, or did they come in just before the landing?
I think they came in just before the landing.
I think that's.
But there was a
possible.
countdown.
The 5
Count-
minutes.
it's the- it's the
That's the
countdown
5 minutes.
to-
Of terror. That's the minutes
Yeah.
of terror
Okay.
And
All right
there's-
then.
where they lose communication.
Okay. Right. So I'm very glad we didn't see the orange spacesuits appear because they're getting boring.
Yes, they are very much getting boring, and these ones look a lot better. Quite
They
frankly.
looked a lot better.
Yep.
I liked the fact that the Queen Victoria painting was Queen Victoria from previous episode. That was a
the
nice
werewolf
touch.
Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
Disease
I
of
also
the
like the fact. Sorry.
It's a disease of the blood.
Yeah. I also like the fact that we don't get to see the spaceship, which is fine. But there's a full table and chairs in their base.
And a tent, and they've got a fucking Victoria sponge.
Yeah.
How have they got a Victoria sponge and tea?
It's proper steampunk kind of stuff, but they've turned up with a full,
Oh yeah,
their full table and chairs, a full, mess hall, whatever. I liked Bill's constant film references because that's real dialogue. That's the sort of thing any of us would do. We'd go, that's just like The Thing, or whatever,
Exactly.
I
just
wouldn't
like
actually
Terminator.
like to
What?
be in a
She's
position where
priceless for that, right? Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be in a position where I have to say, "Oh, that's just like out of The Thing." No. Okay. No.
I liked the set design. I liked the hexagonal sort of basalt pillars. That was a nice touch. I thought actually the design. I mean, although it was pretty basic, the caves and even the exterior, it was well done.
Yes,
it was realistic. I thought.
Yes.
I love the
well
line.
One at a time, please.
technology was well hidden.
I love the line. Don't belong. We're British.
Right.
Because we're entitled to go anywhere, of course.
We've got a flag.
And we
You've
get
got
there
a flag?
first.
No
It's
flag?
ours,
Oh,
right.
your land's
You
ours.
don't have a flag, it's ours, right?
Yeah.
Flag means I own it. Yeah.
Have the Ice Warriors always been bulletproof?
Good question. I don't think they were, but
I think
maybe they
their
are now.
armor has been.
Yes, I believe so. In fact, we haven't really had any examples of it. I'd have to go back and
Someone will
rewatch
flash you.
the Ice Warriors to know if anybody. Oh dear me! Surely,
Seeds of Death. Are they being shot at in the Seeds of Death on the Common?
Yeah, but possibly, but whatever they're shooting, because we're not sure, because it's the space year, whatever the fuck it is. It either didn't hit or it just didn't do any good. So I'm assuming they are bulletproof.
All right. I did like the twisty death of
Now,
everybody.
you see, I didn't like that originally. It reminded me of lumps of
Yeah.
bubblegum you used to be able to buy. But
think
if
I
you
know-
think about it, when you're looking at the Sonic thing, the old
Yes.
Miralon effect,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
sort of trying to extrapolate from that
Yes.
to show what the effect on the body.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's they're building on that. And I quite
gravity
like
weapon.
that.
I'm sorry,
Sorry?
Brian.
Yeah, it's a gravity weapon.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's a
it's gonna
Sonic
look like-
weapon.
It's Sonic.
It's a
It's
Sonic
a Sonic. Yeah, they
Practically
have Sonic
all
weapons.
of the Martians' technology is Sonic based.
That's weird because
In
their
fact-
atmosphere is so thin. They should have gravity weapons, not sonic weapons, right? Because you would need a thicker atmosphere for a sonic weapon, right?
That and swords.
In fact,
Swords are always
what was the big machine they had? The big laser thing. That shouldn't have been a laser. That should have been a Sonic weapon.
Wasn't it the Colossus
Sonic-
or something?
A Sonic cannon.
Gargantuan.
It should have been.
Yeah.
It should have been the Sonic cannon of Vega Nexus.
Yeah, it should have. So, their arm weapons and their big field weapons have always been Sonic, and that should have been a Sonic cannon. But never mind.
I agree totally.
I now that begs the question though: if they're a sonic weapon, why did it make the bodies look as though they had been put into a mini black hole for an
Same.
instant? Did we go over that? Because I thought there was some explanation, but I wasn't
Well,
buying
basically-
it.
That's why I
the
said it was a
original-
gravity weapon.
So
Sonic
in the
weapon.
Hang on,
original,
one at a time. Hang on, shush.
Go ahead.
Shush. All right, I'm trying to explain this to you
Finish to go.
Americans again. All right, here we shut up, Spanky. Okay, shut up. Kid. The original Ice Warriors weapons in the classic series were Sonic. And the effect of it, because you've got to remember this is back in the 60s, it was done by using a substance called Miralon, which is an incredibly flexible mirror-like material. And you can warp it and do this, that, and the other with it as you're filming. And so they'd film the reflection of the actor in it, and they just rustle the Miralon.
what they actually did was they had, so you'd be looking at the reflected picture,
Yeah.
and they had a thread at the back, and they'd pull the thread, and it would look like everything was kind of being
Right. When it's
Kind of
like
sucked into the centre.
Yeah.
So, as Sin and I have said, we think what they've done is they've extrapolated from that effect. What would happen to the body with that? And that's the result.
I got you.
Understandable, but
they went with the effect,
understand
not the
also
science.
that what essentially they're doing is using a maser instead of a laser
Ooh.
to affect it.
Brian,
And
Brian, we're
Yeah.
talking about Victorians on Mars.
I understand
Alright.
that, but I'm
Okay.
still going with real world physics and weapons.
Righty-ho. You know it's not real.
For
don't
1,000,
you?
Alex.
You do know it's not real. We need to check this every now and again.
No,
Okay.
no, it's real. It's happening.
Righty-ho.
They're up
Good,
there.
good. Okay, lovely.
I got two more things. So first of all, there was a line around. I think Bill says, you've got a bit of a Victorian attitude, which is fair enough. because
Yes,
Perfect,
sudden realization.
yeah.
At least they
And
weren't
lastly-
racist.
Sorry?
that's something I've got to talk about. Carry on. Sorry, Sinister. Carry on,
And,
please.
and lastly, again, going back to the set design, in the big main chamber, I liked the reveal of all the sleeping sort of ice warriors. I thought that was nicely done.
Something very interesting. There was a bit of a hoo-ha when this got broadcast. The right-wingers were not happy. There was a black man in the soldiers. There should not have been a black man in the soldiers. Whereupon lots of military historians turned around and said, fuck you, you racist gits. Black people served in the army back then.
They
So-
did indeed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's silly that there's
It's
a lot
just,
of weird
oh my god, there's a
historical
black person
prejudice,
on my screen, turn it off.
misunderstandings, right, about
Disgusting.
who served what in history and things and how far back things happened. But you'll
So,
see, they'll pop out of the woodwork every time something
No,
they believe is
do.
historically
They do.
accurate
I mean, they
pops
popped
up.
out of the
Yeah.
woodwork for Shooty. A gay black actor, dear God.
Apparently, Neil Patrick Harris says it's going to be phenomenal.
I can't.
Really?
I believe him.
Can't wait.
I believe him.
I
Yeah.
don't believe a word any of them say because
We love the
RTD
NPH.
tends to catch on people and they all go, it's marvellous, hooray, how wonderful.
It's going. I
man
have a
has
feeling it's
enthusiasm.
going to fry their little fraggle minds.
I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Are we going to get it back on Saturday nights? I suspect we are, and we're going to get a Christmas Day special. And secondly, it's got to be different. He can't do what he was doing before, because what would be the point? Television techniques have moved on, apart from anything else. Storytelling techniques have moved on, and he himself has progressed as a writer. So, I don't think we're going to get the Doctor Who mania that we got after 2005 with Chris Eccleston and Tennant. But I do think we're going to get a bit of a bump from that. I think there's going to be a little bit of, oh, wow, again, which will be really nice. Spanky.
I'm just hoping for more decompressed storytelling.
We'll wait and see. Sinister, anything else, please, love?
No, I'm done.
Are you? Okay. Then we turn to Spanky.
See, I was all prepped to say, man, I thought those were great gravity weapons, and now they're sonic, and I'm like, son of a bitch, they ignored the science, mother. So
See,
Unworthy,
compliment is now
unworthy
turned into
of
a
the
complaint.
diamond logo. You obviously don't know your history.
we need an unworthy of the science logo.
yeah, we need an unworthy of science logo. I'll take the unworthy of the diamond logo
That's
for that.
actually not a bad idea.
But unworthy of the
When
science
we can
logo
call out
definitely
dodgy
needs to happen.
science.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I like the rest of it. I thought the creatures are cool. I'm not, because I haven't seen a lot of the newer Who. I don't know the exact provenance of the Ice Warriors. I'm more familiar with the
How
old
long have
stuff.
you got afterwards, and I'll tell you?
That. I've got so much to catch on. I'm watching paralleling from the Eccleston time forward, rewatching a lot of that to catch up. But there's so much,
And
so many
what
things
cracks
to
me
watch.
up is you're
So
just
many
doing the news
episodes out there.
series. Oh God, there's so much.
No, I mean there's the old stuff too, but I watch that sometimes, and then I watch the new stuff, and I'm just catching old up with new, and like trying to refresh all that
So
because it's
when are
been
you
so
going to
long
buy all
since
the
I've seen
Target
the
books and
old
read them?
new. Oh no, that's gonna take so long. I'll tell you
Oh,
what, though,
if
I
you're
will
not,
look and see if I
ooh,
can get them all on like audiobooks or something. Maybe I'll
actually,
like do them like that.
they are
Yeah,
going through doing that.
yeah, that would be
They've
handy.
released a hell of a lot of Target books narrated
Hmm.
properly.
And that would be great if they did, right? Especially if they could get like
They're on
cast
Audible.
members to do them and stuff.
Oh, that
Yeah,
yes. Again, well,
really,
like, it's not full cast. You normally get
really,
somebody
because
from. Oh, hang on a second. There's a
I
child
have the
unit.
Audible membership. Yeah,
Child unit.
My,
Which.
my, my daughter's here, but she doesn't want to be on the screen.
Hello, Alice, my love. Remind me to give you a huge hug next
that's
time we
fine.
meet.
Hello, small human unit.
How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Don't talk to Spanky. He's not allowed.
I'm allowed to talk to
I
people.
You're
law.
not allowed.
I'm allowed.
No, you're
I have
not.
tons of allowances.
There are laws about this.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I mean, she could pull a guest spot for Dr. Sinister at
Absolutely.
some time. I mean,
Right.
Hi to you in the chat.
The heir to the throne for the the Imperium, right?
Actually, isn't this the Mark I remote control, not a mini Sinister?
Mark 1 Alice, yeah.
Mark I Alice, yes, I remember that video. It was very, very well advertised. You must have
Good
been
it's nice to see you've upgraded the model.
Oh, hello.
It's
Thank you.
Hello, it's
Hello,
Ty.
kitty.
It's your cat delivery system. There you
Yeah.
have it. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Do you want another one?
Mark one.
No,
No,
field
well, I think one at a
delivery
time. Otherwise, there could be interesting results which gashes Andrew's face. So maybe not. Look at that little pussy cat. Is he a year old yet?
Oh, yeah, he's about 15 months old.
Look at that cat. He's a right old brute. He's a unit. He really is. He's a
Bye.
chunk.
He's got a good size to him. Yeah.
So come on, Empress of Mars, Spanky, we're talking. So
I think I pretty much talked myself out because I don't know a lot of the provenance of things like the Ice Wars. I thought it was good. I thought the historical reference,
my
while kind of
dear
tongue in
love.
cheek, was pretty accurate as British kind of colonial views in the history. At least that's how Americans view him, as that arrogant and stuff, right,
Yep,
from the time.
that's how we view
So
it.
yeah. Okay, so as long as that's the
That's not just that's not just how we view it. That is literally
How it
how
was.
literally how it was, right?
Yes, and we are so sorry.
tricks in
Well,
funny
I
jackets
say
and hats,
we.
yeah.
Actually, I am.
I'm not.
I do have to. I do because
I'm not.
unfortunately, the De Carteret family in Jersey back then was instrumental in the setting up of the slave routes. So it's rather embarrassing.
This is
all
post-
this
this is
talk about
post-slavery,
Mars
though.
and everything, and
Don't worry, Spanky. We're going to be able to. We'll catch you up on the Ice Warriors, love. Don't
it's-
you worry
it's
about
made
that.
me want to run a Doctor Who game now.
It's a very
Right?
tricky thing. You cannot, unless it's an NPC, you cannot have a Time Lord in it. I mean,
Exactly.
We role played the old FASA Doctor Who game. I had my character, the Buccaneer, who was the Time Lord. The trouble with this is it does tend to focus on the Time Lord character rather than the others.
Right, I have that game as well.
Yeah.
I've got that. I've
I'm
got that
talking
one
the
too.
new one that
Yes,
came out
yeah.
with all the books that
Could you
I
could you
acquired.
not just have a squad of soldiers going up against a bunch of Daleks?
That's a tabletop, surely.
that is a tabletop, but honestly, it's a little dull. I mean, the Daleks are just going to beam you and you're dead.
What's dull about that?
Yes, it
He
is.
doesn't understand, Sinister. He doesn't understand. Oh, dear.
What are you going to do? There's stairs. Ha ha! Now they levitate. What now? What now?
1985. That's when Davros
1985. They didn't levitate.
Davros did.
Davros is Davros. Come on.
1988, they did levitate, love.
In the chat,
Yes.
we're being asked, can I be the crazy auntie for one of the companions?
Oh yes.
I won't be running it, so Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to phrase this correctly.
This should be interesting. Brace yourselves.
You have a lot of experience at that. Go right ahead.
You great steaming coward.
Yes. She's within driving distance.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Uh-huh. The rest of you
That's
assholes,
connectivity right
I'm
there.
safe from. She'll
You
get
think
me.
that,
Reach out and touch.
however, Retta does take bribes, as does Jess. So,
Oh, I know.
yeah,
I know.
I'm just saying.
The assassins have let me in on the plots more than once.
Git. I have to pay them more.
That's why you. Hey,
Mister.
I don't hire the bargain basement assassins for
Are you
this reason.
calling Retta and Jess bargain basement?
No, I'm calling them
Okay.
cheap.
Okay.
You calling them cheap? Yeah, they're assassins. They went bottom dollar.
Are
You
they
never
in
get
a?
your
Are they,
assassins on a blue light special.
You're dead,
did you
man.
get them in a buy one get one free?
That's
Yeah.
Hartnell's.
I don't know where they got them from, but I mean, like maybe Kelly Agency or something.
Never get your assassins BOGO right.
Never
That's it.
subcontract your assassins. I'm just saying. It's horrible.
That brings back some memories. I set up a story strand for Sounds of Thunder about the freelance peacekeeping agency. Obviously not with Mr. Bringer, though he's
If
mentioned.
you pull up and get your assassins by hopping a bunch of guys in the back of a truck.
In fact,
Yeah.
if you listen to the 2019 Soft Annual, you will hear mention of the freelance peacekeeping agency, which was me seeding things for the future. Didn't work. Well. So, yes. Empress of Mars, do the thumbs thing. What are we doing? Empress of Mars? Just, what, a single thumbs aloft?
I get it a thumb up.
Two
I'll give it 2.
and a bit.
It gets one because of bad science. That's it.
Okay.
That's-
Secondly, I have received more news from the new boy. And he's very pleased to see a podcast or a show where the hosts smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have said this needs to basically be in black and white. We need to have black backgrounds behind us and a smoky atmosphere and some jazz underneath it.
Soft jazz, right?
You know?
Go with jazz.
Yeah.
Little soft jazz
Little
going
soft
on.
jazz. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get what you pay for.
Cheap assassins.
I'm just going to get tiny little bits of iPad.
could we
I'm
have
gonna
the
put
equivalent-
together.
This
Can
is
we
not
have
a backhanded effort.
jazz?
Sorry, please
Instead
say
of
that again,
jazz-
Sinister.
Instead of jazz, can we have the equivalent from the Star Wars universe, which is actually called jizz?
Where did you hear that from?
It's called jizz. Look it up.
Yeah, where? Why?
Okay.
Is this canon? What are we talking
Yes,
I'm okay.
Got my vote.
yes.
I'm okay.
And you know the band in the cantina in Star Wars, the original Star Wars film.
about? Yeah, play the
One of
same
them,
tune again.
one of them is blowing an instrument. He's known as a jizz whaler.
A jizz whaler. I have
And
to
you
say-
wonder why people have problems with
Think
other
of Broken
people coming
Brian.
on this show.
I'm better.
I have
fine.
a new favorite fantasy musical instrument. Apparently.
I
Right.
still love the Slitherhorn.
Brian just went the same colour as his
He
curtains.
did.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
From
camouflage
Restraint
trick.
from having to hold back everything that's coming out of my brain right now.
Again, bad choice of
So
words.
Stephen knows
So,
that one circuit that keeps it from going into from coming out my mouth. It's
this is all a cheap way to get Philip
Fine.
Morris to sponsor us
Fine.
instead
We're
of host
fine
us.
here.
That's what this is.
How are you?
So moving on, we need to turn to the area known as Spanky and say, what did you actually
Moving
manage to
on.
listen to this week? Because
I got the Doctor Who, and I got the what was it? The Space Above and Beyond?
No. The things you have to listen to,
No,
love.
Space whatever.
The Big
I don't know
Finish.
what the hell.
What did you manage to listen to for Big
Oh,
Finish?
bugger, nothing. I didn't get anything for Big Finish. I was
It was
no
late
Big
in the
Finish?
day when I got it.
I'm
So don't
disappointed in
worry.
myself, honestly, because
Um,
those are the things I like to try and get first.
Well, the thing is, you still have access
But-
to them, which means
Yes.
if you want to come on some stage and say, "Can I say a quick word about this?" You're
Oh,
welcome
now
to.
see that.
Yeah.
Because there's
so-
that whole like audio novel to go through too. So
Yeah,
like,
that's Emancipation of the Daleks, which I addressed last week.
Yeah.
I haven't managed to get any further with it because it's been an interesting week. However,
been a very busy week.
we have got Old Doctor's New Monsters, volume 3, I think, in which we had the Third Doctor, the Fourth Doctor, the Sixth Doctor, and the Eighth Doctor, each in a little story. The third Doctor, played by Tim Treloar, and his plucky girl assistant, Sarah Jane Smith, played by Daisy. Sorry, not Daisy
I
Ashford.
love Sarah Jane.
It's Elizabeth Sladen's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who's playing the part.
That's cool.
And they've done the same with Liz Shaw. They've got her daughter into play, and she nails it. Jesus, she nails it. They land on a rather wet planet that seems to be Earth in the far, far, far future. After all sorts of shit's happened, they land in the era of Russell T Davies, essentially, and they meet the Hawks of Balhoun. The Mox of Balhoun was the little blue man on a floaty platform in the second story, End of the World, who basically turned out to be very flammable when the sun hit him. So we never found out anything at all about him. So this is interesting to see. The Hawks of Balhoun, played by Dan Starkey, very, very nicely as always. Dan Starkey's too talented. I wish he'd be in everything.
I just want a Strax series.
I want Strax to be in every single thing Big Finish do. I
No, I
don't
mean,
care if it's
he's-
Thunderbirds or Dorian Gray. Bring in Strax.
Dorian Gray.
They
There's a
got-
character.
they've
We
got a
actually
spectacle series
we had a
for us.
conversation about this, didn't we?
We did.
We
yes.
wanted Strax in Genesis of the Daleks.
We did.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you remember where we said we were going to put him? Well, we basically said he'd have a field day.
Well, you'd be commenting on all the different advanced weaponry systems that were available.
Sir, I do not understand. Why this weapon and this gas mask? They are centuries apart.
It is
Sir, are
inefficient.
they playing rock music? We've gone back to Genesis of the Daleks again. We did that on Friday.
It's our default position.
It's our default setting. So, the Hawks lives in a haunted house. And it's down to the Doctor and Sarah to work it all out. And guess what? They do. I know. I shouldn't give the game away, but
The Doctor figures out something?
well done, Doctor Who. Yep, so there's that one. That's good. It's a nice one. It's not a huge opener, but it's a nice, moody opener. Very much the
Now,
haunted house.
Another word from our sponsors.
What's Sinister Show? Hot
Mm,
chocolate.
uh-huh.
Hotel
British-
chocolate. Cow. See? Cacao.
Cow.
It's not a cow, it's a phone.
Cacao. Cacao.
Oh, no, it's not a
No, motherfucker.
chocolate. Sinister, you're supposed to be on my side against the Americans. What are you doing?
On the side of correctness and truth.
Bollocks, you're Dr. Sinister. Right. The first one, like I say, it's very moody, it's very atmospheric, it's a haunted house story. Well worth a listen. I'm saying no more. The second story is the Fourth Doctor. Fourth Doctor and Leela. They arrive in ancient Rome. And they meet a Tivolian. I think that's how you pronounce them. The characters from the God Complex, the utter coward race, who basically are constantly looking for somebody to conquer them.
They want, we surrender.
Yeah. Hail to our insert
love
name
those
of
guys.
conquering heroes here. It's an interesting one in that you meet some brave ones of those, or at least some very corrupt versions. Tom, however, Tom is playing I've said this for quite some time now. Tom is playing yet another version of his Doctor. Remember, there were 3 versions on screen. You had the gloomy version. It was short-tempered. Actually, technically you could say 2. But then you had the Tom Baker comedy half hour with a little bit of season 15 to slowly break you into that. And then you get series 18, which is just doom and gloom. And Tom ain't happy. He's playing another version here, or in Big Finish. It's a version that is more like Tom Baker the Man now than the Doctor we remember. I haven't got a problem with that. Because it's still Tom Baker playing the Fourth Doctor, and he hits all the right notes in the right order. However, I do get a feeling that he'd been to the pub. There's a few lines where it's a case of the director should have gone, no, Tom, can you just pull that down a little bit, please? Mind you, if you've got the courage to say that to Tom, good luck. Quite
Whip it,
frankly.
shit.
Translated from
Would
the
I say to
Albanian.
Tom Baker, Tom, have you been to the pub? I certainly would. Tom, would you like to go to the pub? I would also say that.
Could I take you to the pub, sir?
Can I take you to the pub,
He
sir?
might be nearly 90, but I guarantee you he can drink you under the table. He's one of
Wouldn't
the
that-
old help.
Okay,
He's
I
one of
just
the.
want to be the
Listen,
Firefly watch.
He used to hang out with Oliver Reed, Jonathan.
Oh my God,
Thingy,
those guys.
Bobby. Yeah, in the coach and horse.
Oliver
in
Reed.
Fun.
Yeah.
Richard Harris, all those
The
guys.
old party
and
boys.
he would
my
match them
God.
drink for drink. He's very honest about it. In his
This is why I just want to be the PA
European
in the
Rat Pack,
background
Rat
on
Pack,
that, you know?
But he's a little bit unrestrained in a couple of places where it's a case of that brings you out of it. It's a very good story. It's a fun story. Yes, 2 for 2 so far. The third story, the Sixth Doctor, takes his companion. He's obviously got a new companion. Oh, this is lovely. And he takes her to a sleep research centre because she's getting bad dreams. And he wants to try and find the cause of it. However, in the dreaming, because obviously they've got people who can enter dreams in this space place, the Green Man is there. I'm not going to say who the Green Man is, however, he has been called this in Lance Parkin's The Dying Days.
Is it the Green Cross Code Man?
As played by John Hurt from... Oh, come on, you should have laughed at
1984.
that! Jesus! I give up. Dear me. You let me down there, Sin. You've let me down. You've let me down, you've let Brian down. And most of all, you've let Spanky down.
I'm
How
not
could
sure
you?
I
I
can let
mean,
So, yeah. It's the Dream Crabs. No, I'm not going to pronounce their name.
Dream crabs.
From Last Christmas. Not
Oh,
last Christmas, a couple of Christmases before.
a couple of Christmases ago.
Which I absolutely adored. The one with Father Christmas turning up. And I adored that because what I loved, it was the same with Inception. Everyone's going, oh, you need to watch Inception loads of times, like you needed to watch Matrix loads of times. No, you don't. You just have to use your brain. Stop being stupid.
That's why they tell people to watch it a couple times, because most people don't. I've come to realize this. It's a burden.
Yes, it is a burden, the stupidity. Anyway, I really should join Mensa. I'm qualified to. It's just I don't like the idea of an elite organisation.
You can't join Mensa. You'd have to join Women's, sir.
There you have it.
You see, ordinarily I slap the back of your legs for that one simply because it's such a bad joke. But
The rim shot button was broke. Would have.
yeah,
and
but that
Yeah,
does
that-
make
that
sense.
was
That's
really
a fair
worth it.
comment.
that was worth the rim shot.
Yeah. And what the hell am I talking about? Yeah, you will find out who the Green Man is. Don't worry. This
Is it in relation to the Green Knight?
No.
Thank God, because that was a horrible movie.
Okay.
Oh,
good,
my.
Fair enough. That's nice. You shouldn't watch so many movies. You see, this is your problem, Brian. Too many movies. You should watch some good classic British television. That's
Sean
all you
Connery one
need
was
in your
good.
life.
This the Dev Patel one or whatever that was. That was bad.
Good classic British television. Are you referring to anything like Out of the Unknown?
I might be.
Um,
Oh, that reminds me.
Ashes to
I'm gonna bring this
Ashes.
knot. I'm going to bring this knot up now because I will have forgotten otherwise. You and I briefly discussed this last night, and neither of us could remember. We were going to look at one episode something once when we'd finished Out of the Unknown.
yeah,
What was the
Yes.
thing we were going to have a look at?
Magicians.
Yeah,
The
trouble is
Magicians we're gonna
we
start
can't
with?
play that in this
Okay.
country. I did.
You can't play
send-
Magicians?
I did send you a message in chat to let you know we couldn't watch it.
Alrighty.
Oh,
So, okay, in that case, we're going straight on to Callan next week. But more on that story afterwards.
Callan.
That's
Oh, we
annoying.
can Callan.
It's very
Yeah.
annoying.
I'm trying to remember where can you watch that? Like on IDMB or something? Or
You come to
now
Auntie.
or whatever?
You come to Auntie and ask Auntie.
No.
So,
But
anyway, still talking about this. The fourth story is McGann and Charlie Pollard. It's always nice to have Charlotte Pollard back. I've got to admit, India Fisher didn't sound quite like her in this. And it's an interesting one. The doctor is reading a story to Charlie to get her to go to sleep. And it's a story, it's almost like a companion test. He's putting her through the various Greek myths. Medusa, Scylla and Charybdis, Cerberus, etc. The Minotaur. And Charlie's outthinking him at every turn. Every time he comes up with a problem. I was thinking of this as a D&D session. Charlie's there with her piece of string. And, which reminds me, I need to start getting bits of string. In game, that is. Because it was a really good idea. And we slowly find out what's going on. And it's not quite what you think is going on. Again, it features the dream crabs. So, I got to admit, it was a bit odd having two stories featuring the same monsters, but there's a thematic link between them, plus there's the link of the Green Man, which you'll find out about when you hear it. All in all, this box set, I mean, this particular story is ideal for McGann narration. He's got such a dreamy voice. All in all, this is a great box set. Old Doctors, New Monsters. It's really good. There isn't a duff one in it, which is nice to be able to say, quite frankly. Oh, thank you, Brenton Tyrant. And it's not Fisher Price. So, yes. Sorry, we've had a subscription. Oh, a follow. We've had a follow.
Yay.
Hey! Thank you so much.
Is that Sergeant Brenton?
I don't know. I was thinking it might be Retta's Brent, but maybe not. Let us know in chat, please,
Brent's
Brenton.
a different name.
Well, it's nice. And Tyrant, that's very close to Tarrant.
Tyrant.
It's Tarrant.
Tyrant.
It's a worry, quite frankly. But yes, great box set. Really enjoyed it. Here we go. First time chat.
I was expecting to
a smoky, long American Southern accent to come from that voice. Damn. Well, geez there, boy. That's the best I can do. No, Brian? No. Spanky's pretty good at them. Yeah. So, I'm not very good at American accents. The ones I do make Brian and Spanky cringe, which is...
Hey, can't you see I'm walking here?
Geez there, boy. Hey, I'm walking here. You gave us Dick Van Dyke.
Going to my
Screw you.
spot.
You gave us Dick Van Dyke. I don't care. An elegant
What,
British
Mary
accent.
Poppins?
Hang on.
Oi, Mary Poppins! See, I can slaughter your nation too.
Yeah. Not really. Oh, he's born and raised in New York.
New York.
Our new chatter.
Excellent.
New York.
Excellent.
I'll give you Brian's address. Don't worry.
No, that's
you can
okay.
pop around for tea. It's all right. He asks anyone who watches.
We don't
this.
do tea in.
Oh, Brenton's going to judge my New York accent.
That's fair enough, really.
I cannot wait.
I mean,
yep. No, this is genuine, and I will accept whatever. All I can say is, "Hey, I'm walking here." But
the Judgment of Brenton.
Still like the Judgment of Sinister. I mean, I can put the Judgment of Sinister up now. One thing I have to say is two things.
Oh, okay.
So are you... hang on a second. This is a bit like... The next thing I say is a lie, but the last thing I said was true. Do you believe me? And one thing I have to say is two things. What?
What did you say?
I'm confused.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm on tenterhooks
Clickety
now.
click, clickety clack, 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 clackety clack, clack, clack. I love it when we get interaction.
A
in chat.
shiver within Tissa.
Number one,
Yo.
in upstate, for some
Patron.
reason, New York does say yow.
Y'all.
Don't know why, but we do. It's still the the New York accent, but y'all.
Yeah, upstate New York tends to have its fair share of rednecks, which really shocks the hell out of people.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a bit too. I thought that was a bit too far north for rednecks.
No. If you go north
everywhere.
of Oswego and stuff, you're in. Those necks are bright red.
Well, there we go. That's from an American, so you can't have a go
What's
at me.
the second thing? What's the second thing Brenton's got to say?
Okay, yes, what is number two? Yes, please.
No,
Give me the. I want to show them.
no,
I
it's
want
too
to know.
much.
Show them your pasta.
No, it's way too
Is there any spare?
It should be.
Shall
He's
I,
got tons
shall I
of
pop up? Number two. Hey, I'm walking here. Really, as an Italian New Yorker, yeah, I'll give you that. But since half the place is Spanish or African American, fair enough. New York
Is the other half
it's a great
Irish?
melting pot, isn't it? It's yeah, and it melts because it gets so bloody hot. So, Brenton, you are welcome
It
to the
does.
show. I don't know which one of us you were talking about the elegant British voice, but I'm assuming
That
it's
would
Dr.
be you.
Sinister.
Obviously,
Oh,
it's
maybe
me.
not, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Fool child. Fool child. It's just, oh dear me. Right, so we need to move on. Hooray!
Woohoo.
We're only 1.5 hours in. Somebody did mention to me, I haven't heard a British accent in a long while. Stick around, baby. You're going to hear one now. Yes. So, somebody, I'm not saying who, suggested that these shows are a little bit too long to digest easily. To which I say, yeah, I don't care. I'm just sitting down, hanging out with my friends, having fun.
Exactly.
That's all it is. You know?
Come hang out, watch it on Twitch,
Yeah.
That's a fun.
have some fun.
Chat to us.
Right.
Come out to
hang
the
on.
coast, have a little fun.
Brenton wants to know what we're doing here. We're here talking about classic television, primarily Doctor Who, but also we're doing at the moment Space Above and Beyond, and we're finishing off a series called Out of the Unknown. Next week we'll be doing something new, but that's what we're here all about.
That explains a lot.
Cover a lot
That
of ground.
sentence contains multitudes, Brenton. It really does.
Yes.
Just because
Thank
you don't
Rhoda.
like archived British television.
No, I like good archived British television. When will we get to that?
Ah, good. You say good. Callum, quite frankly. You're going to go
Goes
pop in a
liver
moment,
shot,
Spanky.
bread basket, uppercut. Ow. Wow.
Oh, dear me.
A wild Brian appears.
Yeah.
Just saying. Critical.
No, I think that's fair. I think that's a very
Oh,
fair
yes!
comment. Yeah, we applaud you, sir. In fact,
Yes,
I put
we're
my
not
hat
really
on
sure-
to take it off to you.
We're
Well
not really
done.
sure we know where we
Yeah,
are,
that
Brenton, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Who's the prize? Is it
Well,
jelly tonight?
We escaped, so yeah, it's all good.
No, we're absolutely fine, love. We're fine on that. Yeah.
I get to hit my wheelchair and chase the nurses later.
Do we have a protocol for hecklers?
I've got my
I think
walker
we
over
encourage
here.
them, don't we?
There's my walker, right? Yeah.
If they-
we do
I
it.
usually
if-
play into it.
You know, it's a case of if they're going to be that good, sod
Yeah,
it.
right.
Let them.
Hell yeah.
Well, look at us as a
They're
break
quality,
from the
actually,
hot
right?
tub
That's what we
channels.
like, right?
Okay.
Can I just
One at a
ask,
time,
how-
please.
How did Brenton get hold of a copy of the script?
Right?
Well, I did post it online, so
Oh,
I mean,
for Christ's sakes.
I hate
Again?
when that happens. Really?
look, they want to have a record somewhere on the internet.
But we've
It
got
happens.
the script. It's on the internet. It's on our servers.
Yeah, but they like it
on
before
our
we read it.
massive mainframe that we've got.
Which is
Armor
really
away.
tape thingies on it.
No,
Most of this
he's
Switch
absolutely
stuff,
right.
okay.
Look at us as the alternative to the hot tub channels and
Yeah.
just people bullshitting.
I mean, I'll go topless if you
Though
want
we
me to.
do
but I
indulge in
really
some of
wouldn't.
the RPG stuff.
We
I go
are
topless, but-
we are the equivalent. We
Same.
are the equivalent of a cold shower between the hot tub sessions.
Yes.
A very cold shower.
So
If you're
what we
doing
shouldn't
the
call
whole-
it, we shouldn't call it the flashing blade. We should call it
Full
the droopy
retraction.
blade.
Just
The
saying.
droopy blade, right? If you're one of those gourmet tasters, we're the cold sherbet on your tongue, right, before you get to the next good thing, right?
We're a
That's
palate
exactly-
cleanser. Though
We're the
you'll come
palate
away
cleanser,
from this feeling dirty anyway. So
Just think
It's
of us as a
Spanky.
scrub brush for your mental tongue. Yeah.
We
that's
are
it.
that swish of
Scrub
scope
brush for your
mouthwash
brain.
right before you go into the big meeting.
Actually, I think we're backwash, aren't we?
Backwash. Yeah, that's all that's left in the bottle. So many times you've been into work drunk, right? Just
Yeah,
that last
exactly.
bit of backwash from the bottle. That's
But
us.
but as Spanky will show you, Brenton, we are sponsored by quite a high-powered company.
Spanky.
Thank you, if you would.
They got out of
Sponsored-
range. All I got was these handy. I couldn't reach them.
Basically, we're hoping to get sponsored by Hostess Tweakers. And it's
Trust
not
us,
working.
with our bodies,
It's not
we
working.
should have been sponsored by Hostess a long time ago.
Really a long time. We're not afraid to seek new sponsors too. Just saying.
Ooh, he's going there.
Not sure we're allowed to show that one. Sorry, wait a minute. That's
No.
a federal law.
Not these days.
You only get these in the South, but that's okay because I'm in
Can
the
I-
South.
In the UK, we don't get cigarette packets like that. They're covered with pictures of cancerous growths.
Right?
Um,
That's cool.
Trigger warning here. Oh, actually,
Picture of
no.
boomers and
This
things,
this
yeah.
one's okay. But this is essentially the wrapping you'll get for any tobacco or indeed packet of cigarettes. You get the same on the box.
Boomers and things on it. That's epic. I love it.
Warnings left, right, and centre, and some very disgusting.
Now we'll save your life.
Basically, it's a product that says "Don't buy me."
Mm.
Hold on a second. We have a second new follower and a second first-time chat, and a
Rosie?
second person. Oh, hang on. They've got a 30-second. Oh, it's Brenton again.
Oh well, welcome back, Brent.
Oh, you know what? We'll take it.
Yeah,
We'll take it.
We'll take it. Right.
I'm confused. He's
We'll
got-
take it.
He or she has got an ad. So,
Yeah, that tends to happen,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
yeah. Sorry about that. Not our choice. That's why on YouTube I don't monetize anything. Because
Yeah.
I'm a nice
Sometimes
person.
it doesn't pop up here. Things keep popping up in the middle of stuff.
I don't know
I don't
how
know
to
if that's
answer
me
that if
losing
I'm
the
honest.
thing.
Wow.
I just don't know. how
Twice in
to-
one show.
I
I
know.
really can't go
I know.
there.
No, don't. Just don't.
I'm fine. You're
Yeah,
fine.
good.
This is
Good. So, Space Above and Beyond.
Oh,
Well, it's the second, whatever, of the second
Second
episode
episode.
of
Right.
the war.
The
That's
farthest
your name.
man from home.
Still
or
can't
something,
really
right?
pronounce it. Should Rosie. Should.
Shadow Rose.
Oh, that's not bad. Well interpreted. Interpolated. In something. Quite so.
Shadow Rose.
I've spent my time in RPGs.
Okay.
Shield Rose.
So,
Shield Rose. Oh, good.
Shade
yeah,
Rose.
Basically, the guy we saw in the first episode who wanted to go to colony and wasn't able to go
West.
to the colony, he decides he wants to go and find his true love.
The whiny git. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Shade.
that guy.
Thank you very much, Shade. And I know of another Shade. And I'm sorry. I thought this one was dull as dishwater. It was just your bog standard thing. It would have made a bad episode of Battlestar Galactica, the new one. I'm sorry, this one didn't grab me. I really enjoyed the pirate, but this what pirate? The pilot. This,
Right.
but this one, I'm sorry, it was just too generic and dull. I'm
Well,
sorry.
there's a reason for this episode.
I'm sure
And you
there
find
is.
out
I'm sure
during
there
the
is.
episode.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but well, we can say that here. Basically, the colonists some of the colonists are still alive and being taken away.
It's a setup.
Yes.
It's, but it is dull to watch.
That's right. Oh yes.
It is a little dull.
Yeah. So anyway, who would like to talk about this episode?
I will. Let me please.
Let's go with Spanky.
All right.
Because
then,
they pissed me off.
Oh, good.
Hang on. I'm
Supposed
just
to be
gonna...
Marines, damn it. Okay. I could buy that the uniforms are off because that's regulation. You're not supposed to show a true uniform and all that. You know, it's years in the future. They could make up their own freaking uniform, but not a problem. But that they are so completely undisciplined that this jackass can basically ignore orders, jump in a ship, take the fuck off, do whatever the hell he wants. And when he got back, there was no one there to put a bullet in his head. Or when they caught him, they didn't put a bullet in his head. Or at least beat the ever-loving hell out of this man. Bring him back in manacles and then throw him in the brig after yet another thorough beating. I don't get it.
Ladies and American.
May I just
US
interject at that
Marines.
one point? They weren't supposed to find survivors. It's the whole Rambo
Yeah, right?
2 thing.
Yeah, the Rambo 2 or 3.
They weren't
right?
supposed to be there. That's the only reason he got off, because the incident never happened.
Yeah,
One
it shouldn't
second.
have happened, so they had to bury it. I understood that
Yeah,
reasoning for not punishing
but I
him
think-
publicly.
Can
But
I
he
just
would've got
emphasize the point that Spanky's saying? Apparently, one pilot can get on board their cockpit, dock with their ship, open the flight
It's a
bay
load of
doors.
nonsense.
And do you have any idea how many people are involved on an aircraft
Right.
carrier in launching a plane?
On
Exactly.
one plane,
yeah.
and this asshole got out by himself. All there, and
2 seconds.
remember, his cockpit detaches from the ship.
Hang on a second. I'm really sorry, as you probably have already realised, Shade. Trying to stop Spanky once he's rolling is a bit difficult. You know those huge oil tankers, and it takes them 50 miles to turn round. That's essentially what we've got with Spanky here. Would
It's
somebody
Above and Beyond is set in the future.
please? Yes.
It's basically it begins at the start of a new war in space.
A bit like Starship Troopers.
Yeah, kind of like Starship Troopers. Human colonies are attacked for no reason. There's a reason.
There's a reason.
There's always a reason. And these kids enlist in the Marines to, do whatever. In the meantime, right after their training, war breaks out. Blah blah blah. Hilarity ensues, and that's where you get to hear.
It's a series from 1995, quite an old one now, and it
Yeah.
lasted one season before it got cancelled, and I'm still annoyed by that.
Yes, but I just want to add
Generally,
one more thing on this.
major networks are not good to genre shows.
They are not
at
good to
all.
genre shows right now.
Fox especially.
To speak further on the Marine thing, right? In addition to the whole how difficult it would be to get a vehicle like that off of the ship, right? An aircraft. But his own unit, due to him basically screwing them all over like that, showing such an incredible lack of loyalty,
Yeah,
would have
Yeah.
administered
Funding.
a form of unit discipline upon him, which would have involved bullets in heads, or being bound hand and foot and shoved out an airlock or something of that nature. He would not have been allowed to come back to further threaten everyone else's lives with his tomfoolery, to put it politely. He would have definitely been removed from the playing field.
You do it once, you can do it again.
Shade.
Exactly. If you do it once, you will do it again. So we're not going to let that crap flush twice, right? You get your
Shade.
blanket party in boot camp. That's it. And then, you do it again?
Shade.
Smashed.
Yeah, Shade. Yeah, we already have spoken about cats and also hats. So, yeah, you never know what you're going to get with us, quite frankly. All right, so let's move on from U.S. Marines killing people, and
Defense of the core.
and who else would like to say something? Spank, have you got any more to say on this, or was that just your
No,
main?
I'll hand it off. That's okay.
Okay,
Please, Dr.
Sinister,
Sinister,
please.
take it away.
Yes.
it was an okay episode. I just found it incredibly dark, and not in terms of tone. I found it really hard to watch because it was so dark.
Was it dark?
It was dark.
Oh wow.
On a scale of 1 to Game of Thrones Battle of Winterfell.
Or I mean that's dark. But what about oh fuck, where's the sun gone?
I'd put it at a Justice League kind of level of dark.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, that is quite dark.
Ooh, that's wait. Snyder cut or original?
I haven't seen the Snyder cut.
Okay, so
It's
original.
actually not bad.
Yeah.
It does make the film. All right, it makes the film longer, but it does.
It's better.
It's better.
So, and the other thing as well, it reminded me actually. I know we briefly touched on the CGI last week.
We did. Yes.
It looks a bit like a video game, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't take
There's
me
no
out.
expense.
It doesn't
Like I
take
said
me out
last
of the
week.
story. I think the Saratoga looks quite good, but when you see the fighters zipping about, they look a bit video gamey.
Like I said last week, it's that 90s, early to mid 90s burst of sudden sci-fi from America that started off with Next Gen, and then just went. And we got a lot of that over here.
Yeah, I did like the sets on board the carrier. Very claustrophobic.
Yes, we like claustrophobic sets on ships.
I thought that was really well done, and also we kind of get a bit of a hint here as to what might be going on. The two colonies that have been attacked were both run by the company Aerotech. Now I wonder, could there be a connection here? What's Aerotech been up to?
And now we'll never know.
We kind of know.
Kind of know.
We kind of
I'm
know.
trying to build up some mystery. God damn you!
It's alluded to at the end of the series.
Things
that-
will
that-
be revealed later on as the series.
and,
good.
and as,
Got that to look
and as
forward to.
Brian
Shut
as
up, Brian.
Brian said, the unprovoked attack may not have been.
Ooh, it's Captain Black all over again.
But yeah, I agree with Spanky. This guy would have been busted and sent to
Oh,
the
very
brig.
much so.
You know,
I mean, I'm ex-forces as well, just. And
I mean, whether or not they were supposed to find survivors, they'd find a reason to get rid of him. They'd probably space him, to be honest.
Yep. All right then. Who has anything more to say about this? Brian, would you care to?
I guess I'm it.
Yeah.
As I agree, it's a slow, dull episode, but it does set things
got
up
some heavy
for
lifting.
future. It introduces the standard Fox 90s trope of, ooh, there's a big conspiracy, because all their damn shows in the 90s. Big conspiracy.
This was written by two X-Files guys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, two of the best X-Files writers.
It was, and
I
I
think
mean,
they're the
let's
guys
face
that
it,
came up
X
with the Lone
was
Gunman.
Millennium. Any other show on Fox in the 90s, conspiracy. So why should this be any different?
Babylon 5.
This one is just set in the future and in space.
So it's a
what else?
space conspiracy in space.
We learned that the aliens are respective of their dead or fearful of their dead in it, as in they don't like to enter the burial grounds, which I'm using that word specifically, burial grounds.
Okay, well, no more than that, Brian.
Yep.
All right.
You see that in the episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I may have
Um,
fallen asleep by then.
Yep, and therefore the two survivors get on in there, and we do see that several survivors of the Tellus colony are taken by the aliens off planet somewhere.
Telos or Telos?
Tellus,
It's an ongoing
Telos.
problem for science fiction fans, to be fair.
T-E-U-S,
Teus. Did you say?
T-E-L-U-S.
Tell us about it.
So there's that. We'll see remnants of the previous war
Don't want to know.
soon.
Just talk about what's happening in this episode,
Yeah,
please.
this show is, it's going to get better. There's going to be more information
fair
about
enough.
the universe.
Did you enjoy this episode?
I'm okay with it. It's not enjoyment.
Gentlemen?
I'm okay with it.
Yay, nay? What do you make of it? Thumbs up from Sinister.
I'll go like
Brian.
this.
And Spanky. Oh, I don't know what Spanky's doing.
Spanky is sitting right here.
Would you like to put a thumb up or not?
I'm gonna give it a thumb this away because while it was a good sci-fi show, they really pissed me off with that whole really.
I'd
just
never have
disturbance
guessed.
to the Marine thing.
I would
Yeah.
never have guessed. Seriously, you hit it
Inaccurate.
very well. You hit it
I
very
agree.
well.
Yeah.
Can I just, if I was just to play devil's advocate here, Spanky,
Certainly.
they are at war and they have spent a lot of time and money training him.
Yeah, but there's a thing, right? For the men that are in combat and the women too, right? If your lives depend on each other
Yeah.
and you just cannot be trusted, if
Yeah.
we can't get rid of you, we will get rid of you. You know?
Okay.
So either he would have ended up in a different unit, like that day. He wouldn't have gotten to get back to his ship to see his buddies in the platoon or whatever. Like he would have been gone off that vessel and somewhere else because the command would have known
Oh.
if nothing else, somebody's going to kill him, or
I've
They
got
would've
one
killed
other
him.
thing to
Yeah.
say. I've got one other thing to say as well, which has just occurred to me. So they travel between systems by wormholes, which appear to have some kind of. You're able to predict when a wormhole is going to appear, and you take advantage of it. They don't have FTL as such. They're relying on the environment to allow them the opportunity to move from system to system.
What's creating
So-
all these
kind of
wormholes?
opportunistic travel.
So you see the Saratoga apparently unescorted. A very valuable asset, although it's racked with guns and it's got its own fighter defense,
It should
in
have
what
a-
is known to be a hot zone on its own.
It should have a fleet around it.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's the escort? Yeah.
an escort
Yeah.
fleet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's episode 2 of Space Above and Beyond. It's all on YouTube. Brian has put the playlist for it in chat.
Linked it too, even.
Yeah, but you're
And-
not allowed to give links.
Oh, my bad.
And- and-
because we're not
and I think
stupid.
it's completely fair to share the link to Space Bumby on YouTube because it's not like you can buy it anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
You can't
Not
buy it.
going,
You
right?
can't download it. You can't stream.
No.
Well, you can download it, but you can't stream it.
Yeah.
No.
So,
So-
we'll be moving on to episode 3 of that next week.
Yep.
Which is nice. I can give you a quick hint of what we're going to be doing the week after. The next Doctor Who is a Peter Capaldi one. The iPlayer have gotten the wrong way round. But for the life of me, I cannot remember what it is. It's not The Lie of the Land, it's something else. Bear with me. Oh, no, I can't do that. Boo!
You've
Ah!
got a bear with you.
Sorry?
You've got a bear with you.
Yes.
Fair enough. Oh.
Bear.
What?
Yeah. In the same way the Master has a beard.
Uh-huh.
So, and you said you weren't a redneck. Fair enough. So next week, I cannot for the life of me remember what the next Peter Capaldi episode is. Is it The Lie of the Land?
No, we've had
Here's
that
the
one.
light.
No, the Eaters
sorry,
of
Eaters
Light.
of Light.
It
right.
is the Eaters of Light next.
Yeah,
Okay,
Cough,
so we
remember?
are coming to the end.
Yeah, we're
of
getting close.
Capaldi's
I
run.
mean, he dies soon, yeah. So
I'm actually looking forward to this episode because I like the Roman Ninth Legion,
yeah.
like the whole stories around it and everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's good.
Mythology,
They
yeah.
just
Most
released-
stories that I've heard, most stories that you hear, I mean, in fiction, have them becoming vampires. This is totally
Or something
different.
of that
and I
nature,
like it.
right?
Okay, fair enough.
There's a whole fantasy series of books on them becoming like taken by aliens and they become the space legion and go out and conquer stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool too.
So, we got that. There's a novelization of it just released, actually, by Rona Munro, which, I'd find interesting. I haven't read it myself yet. I have it. I haven't read it yet. I am still working my way through the Androids of Tara. The big finish, as always, I have no idea what's coming next. I'll let you know when we know. Actually, I won't. You'll find out next Sunday. Whatever Big Finishes releases this week, we'll review next Sunday. Space Above and Beyond. And which is episode 3.
Episode
Basically,
3
on
is Waiting for the goddamn thing to load.
Don't worry about
Ray
it.
Butts.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
RAY space BUTTS.
Mhm.
Ray Butts.
Not even going to guess.
Space above and beyond the dark side of the sun, right?
So, hang on. Both of you have turned around and said different episodes. Spanky's just
Ray
said...
Butts is 5.
Dark Side of the Sun is episode 3.
3, yeah.
Oh,
So
wait.
that's the
I'm
one
sorry.
option.
That's how
Ray
far
Butts is
ahead I
5,
am.
yeah. Uh-huh. Dark Side of the Sun is episode 3, yeah.
You've let me down, Brian.
I've gone ahead. I may have watched a couple ahead of you.
You are unworthy of the non-existent Space Above and Beyond logo.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. However, yeah, episode 3 is the Dark Side of the Sun, followed by Mutiny, followed by Ray Butts, followed by Eyes, the Enemy, Hostile Visit.
Yeah, all right. We could be here all night otherwise. Once you start going, face facts.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
we
that's...
could. Ibidaba.
Don't make me pertwee you.
Bidibaba.
So, right, we're moving on. For the last time, who managed to watch Out of the Unknown? This is going to be very quick.
Have fun, you two.
Thanks, guys.
Right?
Do I get to go first?
I'm going to quickly explain Out of the Unknown. It's a 1960s and early 1970s BBC science fiction anthology series that drifted away from science fiction towards the end. We're finishing our look at it tonight. So anyway, some pre-programmed soldiers of, well, I'm going to be honest with you, Del Grant, what am I talking about? Del Grant is basically leading some rebels to control the Federation's big computer control complex. And that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of a season 2 Blake 7. It's basically about pre-programmed soldiers, and it's a case of what's real, what isn't real. We don't know because fake stories, cover stories have been implanted in our subconscious, and if you break the capsule in the mouth at any time, and apparently it's quite easy to do, the instructions become your reality. And they have a radio with them, and they're instructed to obey the voice from the radio. It's an interesting mix of film, video, and oh my god, is that CSO? And frankly, it's an interesting thought. It's just very badly done, and it's very noisy, sinister.
So, I actually spotted where this one was going really early on. I knew. Spoiler.
Me of a Klingon RPG we once did.
Spoiler, it's all in a training exercise. And that much is pretty obvious early on, to be honest. Basically, these guys have had this subliminal briefing. It means that if the enemy capture them, they'll find it very hard to get the truth out of them because these
Even
guys
if they
don't know
use the mind probe.
These guys don't know the truth. What they've been told about who they are, what they're doing, where they are, and the type of person they are, that is their reality.
And the thing is,
what if they use the boar worms?
Well, shush. The thing about this program and this testing thing is they've realised they can now just take anybody off the streets and turn them into soldiers like that.
Exactly. So even if you're not a soldierly type, they can drag you off the street, condition you with subliminal briefing to believe that you are.
Yep.
And as Siobhan says, they've got at least one layer below so that if they are captured, they can break this capsule, and then a new reality becomes their current reality. And basically, who knows where it ends? It's Turtles all the way down, right? So, but yeah,
my best Mitch McConnell.
They start to question what they're doing there. One guy thinks he's been there before. Well, he has probably several dozen times. one guy appears to accidentally break his capsule and now thinks he was airlifted in on a plane and is part of a different mission altogether.
Yep.
And everybody starts cracking up. And then it turns out that they're actually all playing parts that they were programmed to play. Everything that they've done, including the cracking up and the questioning their orders and the shouting at each other, was all part of their briefing. They've played their parts to perfection. And basically they had no free will whatsoever.
Nope.
And as the general says at the end, the head guy, who is he's very annoyed by this, apparently, or is he? We don't know, right? The general
what is
basically
real for them now?
Yeah, well, is he playing a part? Has he been subliminarily briefed to be annoyed, or is he really annoyed? The general says it doesn't matter if he cracks up. We'll just get another one. There's millions of them out there, and that was it, really.
What did you make of it?
Like I say, I spotted where it was going to end up very early. I mean, it's got a big Wrath of Khan moment where they're in this room and suddenly the whole wall moves up and all the general staff are stood there going, right,
Like I say,
the exercise is
we did that in
over.
the Klingon game, and we were absolutely when we realised it was a simulator, all of us would, because we'd got to the point the paranoia had been ramped up so much. We were all on the Bird of Prey bridge, and we all got weapons pointed at each other because we don't trust anybody at all. And then, it was right at that moment. And then the games master said, right, open it up. And it's just, what the fuck just happened?
Nah.
You might be happy I didn't watch it.
Why is this, love?
Go on.
Oh, you know how I run things.
Ah, right. You get ideas. Well, anyway, there's your idea.
There you go. Well done. Invoice in post, yes. So, it wasn't brilliant, was it? Interesting premise, just really badly handled, which, to be fair, is a good way of describing a lot of Out of the Unknown.
To be honest, I only liked it because the main guy was Duggan.
He was Duggan. That's why I said Del Grant.
Yeah.
So, that's the end of Out of the Unknown, gentlemen. My boys.
Right, can I ask a quick question?
Of course you can.
Was that the final episode, or are there ones missing?
There's one
that wasn't
missing.
okay.
As far as I can tell. Anyway.
Right.
So overall, looking at it from its creaky, very early short story adapting black and white days, up until its rather crappy fourth series, what did he make overall? Okay, Spanks?
Yeah, I thought it was okay, I guess.
Okay.
For a sci-fi series for its time, they had some that were actually good hard science and they were good, and then they had a bunch that were just dogs. But I mean, they were bringing guys like Asimov and Voight to the commoners, I guess you want to call it, whatever, to the people who hadn't done sci-fi or anything like that. So, it was a valiant effort. They just didn't succeed.
It lost me right when it hit that misogynistic piece of crap episode.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Fair enough. But it's gone. It's in the past. You've done it. Have a lolly. All of you. No? All right, then. They haven't forgiven me yet.
No. Oh, no.
So next week, we are starting another black and white series, but this one isn't from the BBC, it's from ITV, the commercial channel, which frankly is a bit common. I genuinely believe you may well enjoy this, especially if you give it a chance. It's an adult program. It isn't, it's an adult program from back then, but it's not for the kids. It's called Callan. It's about a very reluctant, I'd say spy, but he's hardly even that. He's almost an assassin. And it's about how the whole spy thing works and his complete disillusionment and hatred of his job. It goes on for 4 series, I think. 2 black and white, 2 colour, I think. And again, there are missing episodes, I'm sorry. But it comes to a definite conclusion, and it's one that makes sense within its world. We're not going to do the comeback special, The Wet Job, because it is complete crap. Like I say, give this one a chance, please, because it really is very good. Ignore what Eddie said about it. Remember the context. He was a little boy, and it was on in the afternoons when he was off ill. You know, fair enough. Obviously, he's not going to enjoy it. But I love Callan. I love Callan to bits. It's one of the best pieces of British television. And it was massive in its day. It really was massive. So,
If we're going to be venturing into non-sci-fi stuff, can I tongue-in-cheek suggest Sledgehammer?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or Max Headroom.
Right?
I'll take
wow.
either.
Max Headroom now. That had a sci-fi
They're
thing
going to
going
be
on
doing
for
a
it too,
reboot
though,
of Max
so, you
Headroom.
know.
I've got
time.
Sledgehammer on DVD, and that man loves his gun.
Hello,
They're going to
Sea-
be doing. They're going to do a reboot of Max Headroom with Matt Fewer.
Patience. We need to say hello to another first-time viewer who I'm guessing is Shade. It's Seek Aesthetics.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to
Hello.
the show. It's
Hi.
a show where 4 idiots who are apparently quite old and should be in a care home. So we've been told tonight.
Get off my lawn.
It's about archive television, mainly archive British television. But
Sci-fi.
I'm going to be honest with you, it's just an excuse for the 4 of us to hang out together and chat. There's nothing special about this. Enjoy it. It's on YouTube as well. Bibble Thruster. Brian, give them the link.
I will.
Okay. So that's Callan. The first episode is called A Red File for Schneider. Or is it A Red File for Callan? You see, I can't even remember. It's one or the other. Dude, it's fun to do. I've no idea how much fun it is to actually watch and listen to. But the show, in one form or another, either as a podcast or as a video show, has been going for about 14 years, 14 or 13 years. There's podcasts out there, God knows how many of them, hundreds. And there's 180 some odd YouTube videos, 129 of them, 130 of them on this channel, and another 61.
And it's a totally scripted show, including this bit.
Yes.
And we are very popular with future historians from
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
millennia ahead.
Which is how we get our scripts, if I'm honest with you. Monkeys from the future send it to us.
Bunch of them
Yeah.
in a room banging away on typewriters, and then
And to be honest with you, the monkeys aren't even that intelligent. They're the rejects. So, you know.
they're not the ones that got the works of Shakespeare out. They
No.
got this out, and they got sent to
Yeah.
us.
We
Get
got
the
a story
monkeys
about
back on Shakespeare.
we got a story about Spot, and we saw Spot run, and then Spot saw the ball, the big red ball. That's the sort of stories we get from our
I've been
channel.
told we have standards, but they're
and
on
we
a
were
shelf
lucky
so
to
high,
get that.
you can't reach them.
We were very lucky to get that. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right then. So that's next week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to watch Callan again. I might possibly have it somewhere on DVD. I've got to find it. I
Is that
might-
no to Sledgehammer then?
No, it's not a no to Sledgehammer at all. I would love to do it. I think we'll have to do it in one hit because they're very short.
Have you seen it
episodes.
before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Right. Oh wow,
Um,
it's on Amazon now. Callan is
What?
Is it?
the 1970 one.
Yeah. Hang on. Is that a movie or is that?
No, it's a series.
Okay. You want to go earlier than 1970? You want
Okay.
black and white?
Okay.
Spell Callan.
Callan.
Yeah, the one they have on there is from 1970. It says it's in color, not black and white.
A series?
with Edward Woodward.
Ewa
That's like
Woowa.
one of his first roles,
Ewa
right?
Woodward.
Ewa Woowa, right? William Squire, Patrick Moore, or Moore.
Yeah, that's it on Prime Video.
Okay.
it's on Prime
that-
It's also saying series is currently unavailable.
well, I'm
Yeah.
just about to tell you, it's
That's
from
the,
what
you know.
Spanky's just said. They not got the black and white episodes,
No,
No,
these are
just-
all in color.
which is a bit
Right,
odd.
yeah,
Because,
'cause-
well, I suppose actually as a jump on.
Use your thing to say you're in England and like you should be able to see it, right?
The jump on point is interesting because when
I
they
bet
switch
they've
to
done that.
character- Sorry, what?
I bet they've done that to avoid missing episodes.
Yeah.
Could be, right.
Oh, I
Just
think
show.
there are still a couple from the
Oh,
colour
wow.
era that are missing.
I have a question
Apparently has
about
some.
Out of
One
the
at a time.
Unknown.
Out of the Unknown. Really?
Yes. Is it okay for me to delete the file now?
Yes. Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
Gone.
Yep. No. By all means, that's it. It's gone. Unless Get Off My Cloud comes back, which is Daleks in it.
All right. Well,
Don't
there
know
you
what
go.
you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Like I say, the colour series actually is a good jumping on point for Callan. But we need to do the black and white series because there's some very good stuff in there. We probably won't.
You know what's another good series? Sanctuary.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, maybe the little blonde lady from. She was originally in that other show.
It's got the
Yeah.
the female doctor from
Yes.
SG-1.
Yeah.
Amanda Tapping.
Yes, thank you. I was blanking on her name.
Yeah. It was killing
How
me.
I got that. I think the only reason I got that was we were talking about all the sci-fi shows in the 90s, and of course that includes SG-1.
Right.
Targat,
Yeah.
SG, starring Chad, Dean, and Ersk.
Well, apparently the Roku channel has a way to watch it for free.
Does it indeed. So that's our show next week. Before we go, however, Dr. Sinister, who's sat just over there, look, hello.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing this week?
I'm going to be in London on Thursday. I'm going to be at my regular workplace Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm going to be working from home Monday, Friday.
Anything not work related? Okay, moving on. Brian?
I have yet another week of work, and then we have the finale for the Star Wars game on Saturday.
Well, part one
yeah.
of the finale. Why
Well-
are you waving smoke
Or-
away where Spanky
or
and I are
five
nowhere
of the
near you?
There's a fly. There's a bug in here.
Rhett
Where's
would
the
like
cat?
to say she's gained 4 levels in Diablo Immoral while listening to us.
Yay! Right
How many did you pay for?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
Invoice in post, yes?
Ha 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 ha!
No, it's because Diablo Immortal is nothing but a money grab by Blizzard.
Diablo Immoral.
You know, is everything that they do a money grab?
No, this is horrible. Micropayments left, right, and center. You
It's
cannot
atrocious. Absolutely
become
atrocious.
powerful without it. It's horrible.
You can't even. There's loads of content locked behind the paywall, which is an awful lot like Star Wars: The Old Republic.
yeah.
But there we go. Okay,
for you.
Spanky, my love, my little darling bent and twisted sausage.
That
What
is
are
me.
you doing
Ben.
next week?
I am desperately trying to accomplish the thing I said I'm trying to accomplish.
Yes.
We're not going to name
No,
here.
no, no,
If it
no,
accomplishes,
no,
then
no,
it's not jinxed, then okay. But that, and that's probably going to consume pretty much all of
How's
my
Ichi? You haven't
time,
said
effort,
anything about
everything.
Ichi this week.
He's good. He's was out because I'm in the back room now, trying to keep it out of the rest of the house. The white
Nice.
walls in this room are like that's one of the reasons why it's so bright in here. I'm going to fix that.
It
though.
works, mate. You don't
But,
need to worry. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
it's
don't-
so
don't
he's
do-
out
don't
there
do
with
anything.
everybody else. Like the kid's got a pool, and so they're out splashing in the pool, and he's looking at them in the pool because it's like 4 feet tall, and he can't get in.
And you're
so-
allowed near children.
Yes.
Bloody hell. Standards in
Mhm.
America have dropped.
No, I'm not on that registry list. I'm on the
Oh.
one where I'm not allowed to go near certain political figures
Ah,
or certain
right.
religious figures. But
Yeah.
children are on the safe list. Yes.
Okay. What's my week? Oh, I've got the tree coming down tomorrow, haven't I? hopefully.
So you're just going to go over and push it down now.
They're going to
No,
crash
no,
the tree onto your
it's
house
almost
tomorrow,
at
right?
that point.
That's what it is, right? They're
It's a
gonna
case
clap
of
the tree
which
onto your
way
home.
is the tree going to fall? Are they going to get it right? Now, in fairness, when they took that huge conifer down, they did a brilliant job very quickly, and blew me away how quickly they did it. So, and this is just a tiny little thing. So with luck, it's not going to take them much long. Though they do have to work on the willow tree, because it's literally going into the roof.
See, if that was America, some guy in an F-150 would show up,
You said this
just throw some chains around the tree,
Snatch that sucker right out the ground.
and you'd have ruts in your lawn where he's trying to pull it out.
Oh, yeah.
You
just
said
wreck
exactly
on it.
that at the start of the show.
And
Which
I'm not
means I listen to when you speak.
More the fool you.
A, since when? B, you fool.
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot. Oh dear. So I got that. I may have to go and be pricked and leaked at some stage. Blood test.
Leeches?
Blood tests.
Leeches.
No, the latest thing is basically you put a leech under your tongue.
Yeah.
It works well. It's amazing. Please do not follow any medical advice from this show. That would be a big worry. Yeah, so that's our show, really, isn't it? Started off rather sad.
We did a show. It's a thing.
2 minutes 10. Sorry, Stephen.
I'm still waiting. That we got to do this because you said Steven did an impersonation of me for you,
He
and
did?
like he was, and I'm dying to hear it. Please.
Well,
Stephen,
I'm
do it
sorry.
for me.
How do I? I'll ask him to record it and send it to me via email.
Have Steven download COH.
Oh
He
yeah,
can
right.
join in.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's his cup of tea. I
okay.
am not
Just-
going to say no, but remember, we're talking a Royal Shakespeare Company actor here.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate, and I can't remember which. Henry Cavill goes raiding in WoW.
Yes, he does. You never know. Just saying.
But
You never know. He may fall in love with it.
Yep. Never know.
well, you never know. It's extremely unlikely. I mean, I will ask him, Brian. All right?
It's a huge stress relief.
Well, yes, I agree totally, but he is very busy. He's
Oh,
got a
yes.
lot on his plate at the moment, which is, yeah.
That's good for an actor.
We're going.
Yep.
Well, yes, it is. We're going to be meeting up sometime in August. Me, Sinister, and hopefully Adam and the new boy. And yes, he knows I call him the new boy. Don't worry. What he is. Yeah, that's our show. Something special to end with. Because we lost Bernard Cribbins, here's one of the songs that Sinister and I grew up with, loving. This has been done in Lego. So, boys, please say goodbye to the nice ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye to the nice ladies and gentlemen.
You're going to have to shut up for about 2.5 minutes. I do apologise. Here we go. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves tonight. More next Sunday.
Right, said Fred, both of us together, one each end and steady as we go. Tried to shift it, couldn't even lift it, we was getting nowhere, and so we had a cup of tea, and right, said Fred, give a shout for Charlie, up comes Charlie from the floor below. After straining, even and complaining, we was getting nowhere, and so we had a cup of tea, and Charlie had a think, and he thought we ought to take off all the handles and the things what held the candles, but it did no good. Well, I never thought it would. All right, said Fred, have to take the feet off to get them feet off, wouldn't take a mo. Took its feet off, even took the seat off, should have got us somewhere, but no. So Fred said, let's have another cup of tea, and we said, righto. All right, said Fred, have to take the door off, need more space to shift the so-and-so. had bad twinges, taking off the hinges, and it got us nowhere. And so we had a cup of tea, and right said Fred, have to take the wall down, that there wall is gonna have to go. Took the wall down, even with it all down, we was getting nowhere. And so we had a cup of tea, and Charlie had a think, and he said, look Fred, I got a sort of feeling, if we remove the ceiling with a rope or two, we could drop the bladder through. All right, said Fred, climbing up a ladder with his crowbar, gave a mighty blow. Was he in trouble? Half a ton of rubble landed on the top of his dome. So Charlie and me had another cup of tea, and then we went home. I said to Charlie, we'll just have to leave it standing on the landing, that's all. You see, the trouble with Fred is he's too hasty. Now, you never get nowhere if you're too hasty.
Hailing frequencies closed.